Okay, I think we're live. A few minutes late, but hey, it's Girl Got Game and
Maximus.
And welcome to the first ever anime review for Danganronpa 3, the anime, the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Yes.
So a few housekeeping items before we begin, everybody. First, we're gonna have like this little duck game playing in the background.
Yeah.
I also have the Danganronpa anime music that we can listen to in the background.
Does it want to be copyrighted?
No, because it's basically the game music, and
Okay.
I didn't get copyrighted for any of that, so it's fine.
Okay.
So with that being said, if the music is too loud, let me know and I can turn the volume down.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will get into our review of the anime. Hello to Catherine, by the way. Good to see you.
Hello there, Catherine. Welcome.
All right, we're gonna...
Though, I just want to know, are you doing, like, a very quick non-spoiler review first? And then
Yeah.
going to spoiler review? Or just going straight into spoiler review?
I mean, there's not a ton that we can really say without spoiling. But we could just do a... We could just do like a quick synopsis thing. Hello to Viviana and Zachary as well. Good to see you. Zachary's like, I've never seen... I remember you saying you've never seen it.
You never seen it.
But that your
still have not seen it.
And that your sibling's like, it's awful, hot garbage, so you're already compromised.
How are we supposed to discuss? Yeah.
He's already tainted, it's
How
too
are we
late.
supposed to argue about the game?
It's too late. And yes, Catherine, I did not want to decide between the duck game or the anime music, so we're having both. And we're doing good, Viviana, by the way. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Alright.
Looks blurry though. Is it low def?
No,
it's
720.
720.
I can put it up to 1080.
I don't know. Yeah, it just looks blurry. It's
No, I did.
the water effect.
It did look a little blurry. You're not wrong about that. Okay, so I guess quick non-spoiler or quick non-spoiler.
No, we got separate arcs
Oh.
too. I mean, like in that respect, we have the separate storylines from like a prequel story from like before any of the main title games.
Yes, that's the spare arc.
The spare arc,
and
then we have the sequel
which is
from
the future.
from those 3 games that we've played.
Yeah.
Danganronpa, Danganronpa 2, and Ultra Despiragles.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
The sequel to all those games.
Yep, for sure. Okay, and Catherine also hasn't seen it, but who cares? Spoiler.
Yeah.
All right, you've all been warned though, so this is what's happening today. There's a nice little ducky floating in the water. I told you I was gonna get distracted by this happening. We might have to lose the ducky at some point, but we'll see. We'll try to continue with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so how about just like an out of 10 for the entire show? What's your rating?
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Out of the whole show. I give it an 8 out of 10.
That's what okay. I was also 8 out of 10. So, there you go, 8 out of 10. Would you recommend to people who enjoy the Danganronpa game series? If you need to think about it for a second, my answer...
I mean, I think for like, if you want like a, kind of like a definitive conclusion.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Then watch it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the other games leave you hanging.
Sure. It's definitely a wrap up of both games.
Yeah. I won't say if you'll find it completely satisfying.
For sure. But it is a conclusion.
There's always many things about Danganronpa that are never really fully satisfying.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so true.
A lot of great aspects to it, a lot of great characters.
Yeah, great moments. Then there's also the ones that you're like, oh, I don't know about that. No, it's not so much about recommending it. It's just like thinking of like the fans of Danganronpa. You know, thinking about it from that aspect is like, okay, I wouldn't recommend it, let's say, to someone who knows nothing about Danganronpa. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you should totally watch this anime, because they'd be like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, you would not know.
So from that aspect, I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, if you played like the first and second game, then I would recommend it. Hey, the duck made it to the slide, hooray. I was like, please make it to the slide.
Hey, welcome Viviana. Thanks for popping in. We're doing okay. Hope you are as well. Oh yeah, I think you said you are good. So.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know when you said that.
Thanks for coming to the stream, Max.
I'm focusing, trying to multitask.
I'm watching the ducky, okay?
Yeah, watching the ducky, talking about Danganronpa, and chatting with the viewers. Exactly.
I would say, like, if you're especially a fan... Well, this one might be a little... I was gonna say, if you're especially a fan of the characters from Danganronpa 2, you should definitely watch the anime. But maybe that's what upset some people about watching the anime, was how they handled some of the characters. I don't know. Like, I thought the characters were exactly what they were in the game. It was just, like, more of them being their, like, crazy self.
Yeah.
So I was fine with it. I'm like, okay, I get to see, like, how they got to draw close as a class, and how they got infected with despair and all that stuff, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But I also have to acknowledge that the class from the first game is my favorite out of the Danganronpa games.
Sure, yeah.
Because you and I have talked about this a lot of times, that we're like, the characters that we love in Danganronpa 2, we love more than the characters we loved in Danganronpa 1. But as a whole, as a whole group, I like Danganronpa 1 more.
Sure. Yes.
Okay, and Zachary confirms that would be why his sibling hates the animes, how they handled the Danganronpa 2 characters. I'm so curious what specifically bothered them.
Okay, yeah, so...
But anyway, okay, so...
Is this like the non-spoiler review still, or is it... Yeah, like we do the non-spoiler... Okay,
it's all like... Yeah, just in general. But
just in general, yeah.
I think that's basically as much as we can say without going into specifics now.
Okay, I might adjust my rating to like 7 out of 10.
What did you remember?
Thinking about it more. Yeah. Thinking about the despair arc more, like as a whole, combined.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going down to 7.
Fair. Okay. I mean, that is totally fair. And yes, hello, help me. Welcome to the stream. The duck at the pool shall become our new god. All hail the ducky.
Yeah, I did not enjoy despair arc as much as the future arc. Yeah.
Same, I'm with you there. Yeah. Future arc is superior to despair arc.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but there were things I enjoyed about Despair Arc as well. I think Despair Arc had a plethora of embarrassing moments throughout where I was like, what am I watching? But that was basically the Danganronpa 2 game experience for me, was just full of like, what is happening?
Yes, a lot of characters are like that. You got Mikan, the embarrassing stuff. You got...
What's that meat guy's name?
Oh, the chef.
Yeah, meat on the bone, man.
Meat of the bone.
Okay. Before, all right, you're gonna leave your final review at 7 out of 10.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave mine at 8. We both agree Future Arc is better than Despair Arc, but you do need to kind of watch Despair Arc to understand Future Arc.
Yes. Because they add context to some of the newer casts that are introduced in the Future Arc.
That's right. Yep.
Because the way we watched it was, the way it was recommended, like the one I said to follow, is you watch the first episode only
of
Future, then you go straight back to
Despair.
The beginning of Despair Arc, watch that all the way through, then go back to Future Arc and finish the whole thing. Yeah,
and I did hear an argument for going back and forth. Like, watch Future, watch Despair, watch Future, watch Despair. I could see it working out that way, too.
Yeah.
But I think it was actually good for you and me to watch it the way we did, because I would have forgotten both plot points because of the period of time of breaks between watching episodes.
Because we're not watching it all straight through, all at the same time.
Yeah, it would be months sometimes before we got back to it, so it was easier to remember stuff when it was just like, oh, okay, we're watching, like... just Future right now, so this is easier to remember than trying to remember what's happening in both timelines.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So you could do it either way, but we did. That's the way we watched it, and it worked out good for us, I think. I was able to follow everything that was going on. It wasn't confusing.
Yeah, didn't really. Yeah, it didn't really spoil anything for like in between stuff either. I guess that was the release date as well. That's how they released them.
They did, yeah. They were
then,
back to back.
Yeah, one episode of this, one episode of that. And it's like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an anime do something like that before.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. Okay, but I think that'll wrap up like the non-spoiler part. Now we get into the spoilers.
Without really discussing any plot points.
Yeah. Just like hinting at things. So, okay. Do you want to start with?
Yes, Viviana, we have water and snacks.
We do have
but
water
whether
and
we will have any, we might get too engaged in talking.
Yeah, if one of us starts yakking for minutes on end, the other one could just be like, So that could happen.
So we're talking about Despair Arc first?
Right. And Yuli, hello. Yes, we did watch the OVA.
Yeah, at the very end.
At the very end. And yes, man, we watched the Hope Arc finale too.
Yeah, technically, it does take place, in timeline-wise, it does take place before the beginning of Future Arc.
Well, it takes place partway, doesn't it? Because we see, like, the ship at the end of the OVA.
The ships are coming to the island, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of partway through Future, isn't it?
The ships were coming to the island also in the Future Arc as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of both.
But anyway, to answer your question, Yuli, yes, we watched both of those things, so we'll discuss that too as we go along. And hello.
Hey, Yuli. Yeah.
It's going. We're floating in water with duckies, so everything's chill. Everything's relaxed right now. I'm trying to not be distracted by the ducks. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good, Yuli. Okay. Do you have anything you want to say specifically about the Despair Arc?
Yeah, Despair Arc?
Yeah. I know we started with Future, but...
It introduces... we watched the first episode of Future Arc, so we already saw, all the new characters.
We did.
They introduced.
Yep.
So they revealed them all in the very first episode.
Yep. And
then we went back and then got a bit of backstory for, some of the characters. Not all of them.
Yeah.
We didn't see everybody in Despair Arc.
No.
Because the new characters we have is 12 new characters.
Yeah.
Anime exclusive.
Yeah. They really
anime
were.
Exclusive characters.
They were anime exclusive.
We got Ruaka Ando, who is the confectioner.
Oh, right.
Ultimate confectioner. She's all about candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She do be all about that candy life.
Yeah. We got the pharmacist, Siko Kimura.
Okay.
Siko Kimura.
Uh-huh.
And she's the ultimate pharmacist. She wears a face mask over her mouth.
Yep.
And then we have the ultimate therapist, whose name is Maya Gekogahara.
we technically never got to know who that is.
Very much true.
Technically, that character is not actually alive.
He's not alive. Died off screen.
She died off screen before the anime even started. So there's your first spoiler. There was an imposter again.
Maybe she did pop up in.
Do you think she popped up
in the Despair Arc, but she didn't have any role. She was just there, in the background. Yeah.
Okay.
And we also have the ultimate farmer, Daisaku Bandai, who does not show up.
Yeah, he did. He got killed in episode 1.
Yeah, in episode 1.
Of Future Arc.
I feel like it was episode 2, though. He died in episode 2.
Oh, you're right. He died in episode 2. You're right.
Yeah, he didn't actually show. I don't recall him seeing him in Despair Arc.
No. I don't remember that either.
And we have the ultimate wrestler, Great Gozu.
Great Gozu.
And the ultimate blacksmith, Sanosuke Izayoi?
Izuyoi? Yeah.
Izayoi? And then we get into like the more, the higher ups.
Oh yeah.
Considering, so we got the ultimate. I don't know, like he's the student council president.
Mm-hmm.
Kyosuke Munakata.
Yeah. He was basically an antagonist for
the
this.
Hope's Peak Scouts.
Yeah.
Koichi Kizakura.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate boxer, Juzo Sakakura.
Boo.
Oh wait, we forgot about the. Oh yeah, then we got the ultimate housekeeper, Chiza Yukazomi.
Yukazomi.
And then we got the ultimate ex-headmaster. Wait, not really ultimates. I don't even
The
know
ultimate ex-headmaster.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, I forget that these guys were even ultimates. They were just running Hope's Peak.
Yeah,
Some of them were not really ultimates.
I think they're all ultimates of something. Because you can't go to Hope's Peak without being an ultimate something. So.
Yeah. Kazuo Tengen.
Mm-hmm.
And we left the best for last.
We did leave the best for last.
The ultimate animator, Ryota Mitarai.
Mitarai, yeah. Perfect.
Male Chiaki.
That's so rude. Okay, so Yuli wanted to know who our favorite character was from the new ones. Who do you think would be your favorite?
From the new cast of characters.
Yeah, the anime exclusive ones. Who's your favorite?
My most favorite one.
Yep.
Is probably Great Gozu.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
Mine. Probably just from like as a good character, I like Sanosuke the most, but I enjoyed Mitarai the most because he was voiced by the English voice actor for Deku. Yes. So every time he was like, I just want to make anime, I just pictured Deku, and it was such a perfect fit that I think I enjoyed his character more because of who his voice actor was.
Yes.
I don't think I actually really like his character. Like I like it enough. I don't think he would be my favorite under normal circumstances, but because of who his voice actor was, I'm just like, I'm picturing Deku being like, I just want to make anime, guys.
Yes, Yuli,
we watched it dubbed. We wanted to keep it consistent with the games.
Yeah.
Because they had a boo. Unlike unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Report stream. But yeah, it had the same voice actors from the games.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but
a lot of them got replaced by.
Well, a lot. Like who? I mean,
Monokuma got replaced.
Well, yeah, the voice actor died for Monokuma, so they.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's why they had to get a different voice actor.
Oh man. Okay. I did not know this information. I looked up a lot of Danganronpa information and I never once saw a comment saying, yeah, the voice actor died for Monokuma.
Yeah. What's his name?
Some characters sounded different still too.
Yeah, like Baby Gangsters was different.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get to hear Monokuma's Japanese laugh. In English, he's like. But other than that, I think it was just Baby Gangster and Peko that didn't.
Peko. Yeah, she sounded different.
I think everybody else had the same voice actor.
Yeah, I guess they did. They had a different inflection. Some of them had like a different inflection in their voice this time for their characters.
Yeah.
And it felt like it didn't sound like the same tone, even if it was the same voice actor from the game.
I mean, sometimes you kind of forget how to do a certain character if you haven't done them for a while.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of the poo hoo hoo. I don't know why. I don't know if the voice actor they got for Monokuma couldn't do the woohoo. So he just was like, meh, meh.
Maybe they had to speak faster because they are dubbing it this time instead of just
That's
you know,
true.
having the freedom from the game.
Yeah, to just
to voice
take
it
as long as you
if
need to voice
Yeah,
this.
so they had to speak a lot faster.
Yeah.
Just to stay in line with how the mouth movements are going, so that might be the other problem there.
That's a good call.
There's always a struggle with the English dubs of anime.
Yeah. Yep, it's
you
true.
You have to change. You have to speak faster just to match the voice, the mouth movements.
Yeah. Okay, so what else about Despair?
Yeah, Despair Arc. Yeah, so we had a lot of randomness in Despair Arc, which lowered my rating that part of it. There's a lot of randomness going on with Nagito.
Oh, come on, the Nagito stuff was really funny, though.
I don't know, it's just really random.
Look, my favorite Nagito moment is he went on a plane. The plane crashed in the desert.
And then
he's just showering, humming to himself in an oasis.
In an oasis.
So it's like,
yeah. And then he teleports all the way back to Hope's Peak.
Then he got back
with a gun.
With a gun.
He just has a gun.
Oh, I totally forgot about that subplot with the pharmacist and the candy maker. Oh my goodness, I forgot it. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, the candy maker. Well, it caused the rift.
It caused the rift, yeah.
Between the candy girl and the pharmacist. The one with the face mask.
Because she was trying to set the pharmacist up for something.
Yes. Well, she wanted favors, right? Like,
yeah, she wanted her to keep making her medicine or something.
Yeah.
So
and then Nagito did something to switch it out.
Yeah,
the wrong
I
thing.
think he ran into her and they both like switched briefcases.
Yes, and what was inside.
Yeah.
So she was doing a presentation.
Yeah. And it
blew up?
It blew up or something like that. Yeah. I mean, I know there was an explosion.
And then she got reprimanded kicked out of Hope's Peak. Yeah, she got kicked out completely.
Kicked out, yeah.
For that. Along with the pharmacist.
Mm-hmm.
She got kicked out too. But the friendship broke up because of that.
Understandably. Honestly.
Yeah.
I just remember Nagito being really sad after it exploded. Like, oh man, why does this keep happening to me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have a lot of huge anime character for the ultimate housekeeper, Chiza Yukazomi.
Yeah.
She played a very heavy role in Despair Arc.
Yeah.
And basically we're seeing it from her POV too after she dies.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going back to her memory lane.
Yeah, and then also experiencing what happened after she died. I don't know how she's watching that, but she is.
In a theater.
In her theater, she's watching it. Yeah. But she was kind of the driving force for, what's his name? Sorry. I need your cheat. Munakata. But she was like the driving force for him going completely bonkers. And
in Future Arc.
Yeah. The anime really made you hate Junko. I mean, fair.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I guess a little bit more.
Yeah. I never particularly liked Junko anyway. It was interesting seeing how she got everything set up.
Sure.
For what ended up happening in the games.
Yeah, I did feel like why my rating was low. I just feel like there's a lot of randomness going on. To like this thing happens. It's more like improvisation by the end of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they weren't too concerned about going into too much backstory regarding Junko or Mukuro. It's more like they just pop up and they're there to do what they're going to do, and that's how the whole story develops.
I really like Mikuru though.
Mukuro,
sorry, yeah,
Ikusaba?
Ikusaba. I think I combined Mukuro with Ikusaba. But yeah, Ikusaba. I was gonna say Ikusaba. I like that she actually got like some screen time and some development.
I mean, she was the foot soldier. I mean, like the henchman.
Yeah.
Yoko, right? Yeah.
But we didn't really get to know her in the games.
Well, technically, we got to know her in the spin-off novel.
I know.
Yeah.
I know in the spin-off novel she lived. I'm just saying.
The non-canon novel, like alternate universe.
In canon,
novel.
we got to see her interact with her sister. And
yeah.
I felt really bad for her. I think we also found out she had a crush on Makoto, which was really funny.
Yeah, which is more in the novel.
It's also in the novel too, but I was like, oh, they hinted at it in the anime. That's cute. So I felt really bad. I'm like, oh, you're gonna die soon though.
Yeah, the 16th students. Yeah.
Watch out for her.
Watch out. Oh man, famous line.
I think my least favorite, but also made me cry laughing moment from the Despair arc was when... Oh gosh, what is the dancer character's name? From Danganronpa 2. She's like a mini Junko.
Oh man. The dancer, the blonde girl?
Yeah, the one
in the yukata?
Yeah. What is her name?
Oh man, I can't remember.
I completely blocked her from my memory because I'm just like, oh, I hated that character so much.
I remember Mikon.
I remember Mikon. Hiyoko, thank you, yes.
Hiyoko.
Oh gosh. Okay, Hiyoko?
You're not even prepared.
I can't remember 42 characters, okay? Especially with Japanese names, like there's no way.
Names.
But like, yeah, Hiyoko, I think I actively disliked more because of this anime.
Yeah.
She was so mean.
Yes.
But the moment that she created was... Now I need to look up the meat character's name. I don't know if you know where I'm going with this at all, but... Hold on, I gotta find this, like, meat on the bone boy, where are you?
Oh no, she creates the love potion right?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
Well, intoxicates them anyways,
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, what is that guy?
She puts it in the food that the ultimate chef made.
Yeah, what is...
That whole scene, man. It's just like...
Oh, Teru Teru. I think I'd be able to remember Teru Teru.
Mikon's thing...
Yeah, so Teru Teru...
I can't remember any of the Danganronpa 2 characters. Okay.
I told you that I like...
thing with... Pekka's sword thing.
Yeah. Right. I forgot about that!
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, the love potion debacle. Teru Teru was going to try to get all the ladies intoxicated on this love potion thing. But Hiyoko intercepted it, and instead, like, fed it to everybody in class.
Yeah.
And so... It was the most awkward. It was probably only like as long as 3 minutes long, the scene.
Yes.
But it felt like the longest episode I've ever watched in my life.
Nagito going off about hope and all that.
Yeah. That was the only funny part. Yeah. Was him going like, "Aw, hope." It's so good. Yeah. But what is that? But Nekomaru. And not Mikon, Nekomaru and Akane, I think they made out off screen. They kind of like just cut away from them, and then they focused on Soda and what is Sonia?
I need to think about the two cats.
I told you, and Sonia.
Oh yeah, Akane's the girl that eats all the time.
That's right. Yeah.
And who's the other one you were talking about?
Oh, you know.
Oh, him, yes.
The one that turned into a robot.
Yeah. What was his name again?
Midai? I think. Where is he now? I had him just a second ago. He's down here.
Nekomaru Nidai? Okay, Nekomaru.
Yeah, Nekomaru.
Yeah.
So they kind of, but the funniest thing was, Soda was like, this is my chance to make a move on Sonia. And Fuyuhiko was like, no. And it just kept going to Soda, like, trying to unzip his hoodie.
Yes.
And Fuyuhiko putting the zipper back That was the funniest thing. It was great. Yeah. So anyway, there's like moments like that is just like, okay, it's more the nonsense from Danganronpa 2, basically.
Yes, it's more nonsense with the Danganronpa 2 cast.
Yeah, which is what like it's stuff that I love and hate about that cast of characters.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, no, this is par for the course, so I'm fine with it. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then we get into the housekeeper.
Yep.
She's basically the class teacher for the Danganronpa 2 cast.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we get the moments between her and the class, a little bit of that going on.
Yeah, it was cool to see that like she was the one that kind of started to band them together.
Yeah.
Like she went personally, basically, and collected them all to come back to class.
Mm-hmm.
And then later we find out it's Chiaki. It's Chiaki who really gets them to be friends.
Yeah, Chiaki.
It was just, I think it was the domino effect of Despair Arc that was the most interesting.
She had Chiaki to break out of his shell to take on the role.
It was like, so without the homeroom teacher bringing them back, without Chiaki organizing like a game night for them to become friends, without Hajime like reaching out to Chiaki to break her out of her shell, to make her start thinking about like there's more to life than video games. Without the two of them meeting, Hajime would not have gone and become Izuru.
Izuru. Yeah.
Like, it was just like, everything was connected to each other, and that part was really interesting.
Sure.
And then seeing, like, okay, this is how Junko, like, got in with Izuru, and this is how, like, she got him over to her side, and then she also, like, manipulated this guy that made this thing, and she hypnotized Mikan that brought the rest of the class towards the end, so that they could also get hypnotized, and... And then we saw how Chiaki actually died and everything, too. It was... Ugh.
Yeah.
I remember that when we saw like Chiaki's execution, basically. It was right around when we were playing Ultra Despair Girls, and it was like very, very similar layout to a lot of the stuff we did with the bears in part of that game. It was like these hallways with like death traps, and it reminded me of that. So I was like, oh, okay, Monica's kind of had like a, you know, you can see more of Monica's handiwork again.
Yeah, that technology there is being utilized in that place.
So there was all like these neat little things that connected, and I was like, okay, that was cool. It was cool to see all that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's cool. Yes. I think there was like another subplot with... Oh yeah, they very quickly brushed through the subplot with what was his name? The gangster guy? His sister? Yeah, his sister.
Oh, his sister. Yeah, his sister showed up. His sister showed up. Oh, that was weird. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the sister.
She talked to Hajime, right? Because she was... Yeah. That was really weird to see Fuyuhiko's sister.
Yeah, Hajime's involvement in that.
Yeah. That was cool. That was a cool thing to see.
Yeah, they didn't actually show a death.
No, they didn't rehash, so that was good.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was like, oh, I understand this reference. I know what's going on with this character. But it was cool to see like her design and everything, and because I don't think we didn't see her in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of just got like brief image, maybe. I don't recall precisely if it was or not, but we got a full voice and character design in the anime for his sister.
Yep.
Yes, so that was interesting to have that pop up for a little bit at the beginning. And then of course we had all the moments with Hajime and Chiaki at the... What was that? It's like a fountain?
Yeah, basically.
Basically they met at a fountain.
Yeah. They played video games at a fountain.
Yeah.
She bullied him into playing video games with her.
Yes, basically, yeah. And certain things she said results in him being like, I gotta change myself.
Yeah. And then he went about it the worst possible way.
Yes.
I think that's what made me the saddest about that arc, was just like, you two goobers were like cute with each other, and then you like ruined everything for each other, and then you can never be together. Oh my goodness.
But the data version
still exists technically in his
It's a culmination of everyone's love for Chiaki created Data Chiaki.
I thought that was really sweet. That they were like, hey, when we went like through your memories, there was like one person that you all wish to see again, and it was Chiaki. So that was really cute.
And it wasn't the housekeeper, okay? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you got an answer. Yes. I'm so curious, Zachary. Yes, please. Curious people want to know. That duck is blowing bubbles.
Okay, and then we got the a lot of stuff with the Ultimate Animator.
Yes. Well, he was kind of like the main new character.
The main new character. The biggest main new character.
He was the cause of everything. Indirectly.
Yes, indirectly.
He just wanted to make the world a better place with anime.
With anime, man.
And then it got used for evil.
Power of anime
compels you
to
kill.
To kill. And he was hanging with the Ultimate Imposter, who they were roommates.
Yeah. And they were roommates.
And he was like literally copying his design.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I mean,
found that hilarious.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, hey, he is actually impostoring.
Hey, remember the funny stuff with the imposter, the Ultimate Imposter, and Mikon?
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Where he's got her like pinned against. And I was like, I didn't know I shipped this, but now I do.
Oh, man.
And now I'm sad Imposter wasn't in the game longer for the first.
Yeah, I know, right? He's out of it.
Yeah.
His voice did sound really different, though, from how it was in Danganronpa 2's game.
It makes sense, because I think they got Byakuya to voice the imposter.
Oh, okay, they got his voice instead.
So, because he's supposed to, like, copy their voice.
Yeah, he just sounded like that the whole time. Like, they didn't show, like, the original voice. You know, like, that weird trippy pot with Hajime?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's, like, going, like, everything's going, like, really random. In Danganronpa 2, like, near the ending of the game. And then he speaks. Like, in his normal voice, it was, like, really, really distinct.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't have that in the anime. Yeah.
Let's see. So the cop-out of the Despair video. It
made them unaccountable for their actions. When I thought the whole point of SDR2 is that Ultimates can do no wrong, and the ending of SDR2 meant that anyone is capable of getting better no matter how dire the circumstances. So saying they're brainwashed takes away their autonomy and makes their growth in SDR2 worth less, in my opinion.
Yeah, you missed the middle part where it's like,
what?
The Ultimates aren't always going to be these people who can do no wrong. Instead of Ultimates can do no wrong.
I skipped over that comment.
Yeah, that's okay. So being brainwashed takes away their autonomy, it makes their growth worthless.
The Ultimates aren't always going to be those people aren't always going to be these people who can do no wrong.
I'm trying to think if I agree with that or not.
Yes,
anyway, okay, Yuli, no problem. Thanks for popping in for a bit. Enjoy the VOD later. We'll see you later.
So like, the ending of Danganronpa 2 is like, they have to wrestle with, like, the two versions of themselves, right? Like what do they do essentially at the end of Danganronpa 2? Like, the others were still trapped in the Dataverse.
Yeah, they died.
They died. Like, they were in a comatose state, basically. And the ones that got out were the 5 characters.
Yep.
That we have, which was Hajime, Sonya. Wait, no, not Sonya. What was the name?
Yeah, you're right, Sonya.
Yeah, why are you smiling?
I'm smiling because you're trying to think of what the other 2 characters' names are, and I'm right there with you. I'm in the same headspace as you.
I thought you had everything prepared, Molly.
Oh, okay. Good grief. Look, okay, it's Hajime, Sonya.
The mechanic guy.
Soda.
His name is Soda.
Yeah, Fuyuhiko.
The gangster.
Yeah, Fuyuhiko. And Akane. Okay,
yeah.
See?
And Akane.
I'm prepared.
Akane of all people.
I know. Akane was the
Akane. Okay.
Look.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, before we continue, Zachary, thank your sibling for sharing like what a problem was for them, because I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, because like it's been a while now since I finished Danganronpa 2, but I thought we did learn that they had been brainwashed in 2 at the end of 2 already.
At the end of Danganronpa 2, the game?
Yeah.
The game itself.
Yeah, like I thought the reason they were in the New World program was because they were trying to undo brainwashing. Also, what happened to my music? Is it over? Is it over?
If I recall, they were... Yeah, it was more like a therapy... What was it? It was some kind of like way to... Well, de-despair them, like get rid of the despair. That's how they described it, basically. It was like it was a way of getting rid of their despair and resetting them back.
Okay.
From before that point.
Right. So before they were infected with despair, they wanted to like reset them to before that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they didn't like go full on specifically that they were gonna be watching an anime video. you know.
Yeah.
Created by the Ultimate Animator. They didn't go into all that detail. That's from the anime itself.
Well, it wasn't really the anime that made them get full of despair. It was watching Chiaki die. That's what knocked them over the... Remember?
I don't think they saw her death. They were like watching the videos. That video that was created by the Ultimate Animator.
Okay, they just fell to despair. No, they definitely Junko made them watch
the video. Yeah, I mean, I remember that they entered a room full of screens, and then she played the same video that the housekeeper, the teacher, that she watched.
Yeah, I know the housekeeper and Mikon watched that video, but I'm pretty sure the rest of the class had to watch Chiaki die. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up. It was a while since we watched it, but.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Zachary. Yeah, they didn't go like very specifics about how they fell to despair. That was like the thing, right?
Yeah, they were vague about it.
They're vague about how that all went down. They do say what they did after they fell to despair. Like one decided to to not eat anymore. They starved themselves. You remember that?
I remember, yeah.
They're like, this one starved themselves.
Yep.
This one took out their own eye.
Yeah.
They removed their own eye.
Yeah, because they were trying to, put parts of Junko inside themselves.
Yes. Yeah, so... each of them removed a body part and took one of Junko's body parts and added it to themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Like Nagito, he removed his arm and replaced it with one of Junko's arms.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the continue. I'm just trying to find the thing about her death.
Yeah, I just remember that their eyes were going in that hypnotized state when they fell to despair. And that was from watching the video that was created by the Ultimate Animator. We do eventually learn that he created 2 different separate videos, though, in the future arc.
Yep.
One that does that, and then the other one is the one that just, gets you to kill yourself. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
2 different versions. Yeah, there's the one that makes you fall to despair. Basically, Junko become a Junko clone.
Yeah,
And
he
then the other...
didn't make the video that made them kill themselves. So that was the ex-headmaster. He used the technology from the Despair video to make people kill themselves.
Oh, okay. I did recall that the ultimate housekeeper, Chiza Yukizomi, she gave him 2 different flash drives.
I thought she gave him 1.
I remember her handing him 2 different ones, and she's like, this one is this one, and then this one is that other one. Yeah, so...
Really?
That's what I recall. Yeah, this is the problem, because we watch these things, like, we don't watch it we don't talk about this completely right after watching each episode, so...
Okay.
We're both maybe, like, thinking things differently from what we watched.
Okay.
So we're gonna be questioning each other over, are we sure?
Are we sure we saw what we saw?
It's gonna be more of an argument than a discussion.
You know, I think I might have the episode still on my computer. I might be able to like find the specific spot.
Yeah.
And we could check the records.
No. I must prove my case to the court. Yeah, and I do recall, you know, I did look up this one thing. Like, this is after having watched the anime. Like, I did look up the stuff about the negative reviews of the anime.
Okay.
And I do know that there was like one thing from the very first Danganronpa game when they did talk about the very first game when they had a bio section for the Remnants of Despair.
Okay.
And they described it in the biography for the Remnants of Despair that they each fell one by one.
Okay, so then it's not
Jinko.
consistent.
Not completely consistent. Yeah.
Okay, and I would like to state for the record that we were both correct about the hypnosis for the class
Sure.
of Danganronpa 2.
Okay.
So you were right that she started by showing them the hypnosis, like the despair video.
Yeah, in the video.
But then she trapped Chiaki
Mhm.
and told Chiaki that she was going to make her class watch her die because she was the final piece to make them fall completely into despair.
Okay.
So they were like partially despaired, but then they had to watch her die, and that's what drove them completely into despair.
Okay.
So we were both correct,
Sure.
technically.
Alright. We're kind of like remembering different aspects of it. You're like, no, there's no video.
There's no video evidence,
Yeah,
okay?
Okay.
But-
I did not see that part. I don't remember. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, they're watching a death, I guess. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, that was that. Was there a random flying duck? I completely missed the duck.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
I was too engrossed in like, and then this happened, and then this happened.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna look up about the flash drive.
Yes.
I think you can hear Chiaki's video game in the background right now.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Doesn't like the brainwashing film angle. Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you might feel like it's not as compelling as, you know, they've had individual reasons for falling. I think they wanted to...
Not like all of them needed reasons either. I say only a couple of them did. The other ones you would really have to really stretch
Sure.
that aspect.
Yeah, that
like,
might be
really
why they
hard.
decided,
You
like,
just go with
let's just do
brainwashing
brainwashing.
instead.
It'll be easier than
Yeah.
trying to come up with a personal reason for each character.
Like Sonya or
Yeah.
Kamigal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Nagito. Like,
Even Nagito himself.
yeah. So from that, it might feel a bit like a cop-out, which I could understand.
Yeah.
I don't
like
think-
I said, like the biography says they each fell one by one to Junko. Like that's kind of how they describe the Remnants of Despair.
Yeah.
Is that
Right.
this is like exclusively Junko's talent of
Manipulation, basically.
manipulation and creating despair in them. Because you basically see that in Danganronpa 1 game playthrough. Like there's like multiple characters multiple classmates that fall to despair in their own way.
I guess. It's true.
Yeah.
At the same time, they have amnesia, so they're not
That's
really
it.
themselves either, you know?
Yeah, amnesia to the point before they had joined Hope's Peak, right? Because they do have the whole history,
Yeah.
but they don't have the history of them spending time together as classmates at Hope's Peak. All those memories were removed
Right.
from them. And that was to, so Junko didn't need to, like, be there.
Yeah.
Personally, she just,
yeah.
like, be in the background.
Okay, so I will also retract my previous statement. Max was correct that he was given 2 flash drives, one with the despair video and one with the suicide video.
Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah. Okay, I wasn't going to...
No, your memory is much better than mine, so I'd like to retract my previous statement. But the Ultimate Animator did not make that video. Junko made it using his animation technique. So she learned how to copy his animation style and made the suicide video before she died.
Yeah, you could find that like a writing stretch for her to be able to...
I know, like she can do everything.
To take that power that is exclusive to his and be able to copy it. Yeah.
That's one thing that bothers me about Junko is like she can just do everything.
Yeah.
But you never really actually see her doing it.
No.
It's just like, oh, she did this thing.
Yeah, and that's a problem too with the respect of like, we don't really get any sort of like back, information about her before she comes to Hope.
She just shows up.
She just shows up, and she's already the way she is. Like there's no trigger point that you get to see where she's like, yeah, I'm gonna destroy the whole, they make it completely despair.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really get where her mindset is created.
At least they were consistent with her, though. It's just like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
And so that was her motivation. I'm bored.
Yeah. That's true to that. Yeah. It's not like they couldn't have come up with some crap like that, but it just wasn't like wasn't the main point of the story. Yeah. Mukuro, we got enough information about her. Like we get the whole thing that she like she got separated from her sister.
Yep.
And then she joined a mercenary group.
Yep.
And participated in a lot of battles.
Yep.
And then she reunited with her sister, and then they went to Hope's Peak together.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I talk about my most hated character now in the Danganronpa series?
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that plot? Yeah.
Can I?
Sure thing.
Can I talk about my new hated character? I don't even remember his name because he sucks.
Juzo.
Is that what his name is? Where is he? I can't. Oh, there he is. Yeah, Juzo Sakakura. Okay, we're gonna talk about this guy. Okay. So, everybody who didn't watch the anime, the whole reason this series exists is because of that guy.
Yes.
It's because of Juzo.
Yeah.
And you know why?
Yeah.
Because he was gay and he didn't want to admit it.
He didn't want to admit it or be exposed.
He didn't want the guy he had a crush on to know that he loved him.
Yeah.
And so he had the chance to turn in Junko.
Not as a bro either.
No.
Romantic sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will admit though, one positive about this plot point, I didn't see it coming.
Sure.
It completely, like, I saw the love triangle.
The love triangle aspect, right? Yeah.
But they really made it seem like he was interested in Chisa.
Yes.
And it was like, and then Junko's like, I got this candid photo of you staring at a picture of what's his name?
Oh no! You don't know how to use a cell phone.
No, I'm old. Kyosuke Minakata. She had a freaking picture of him gazing lovingly at this framed picture
through a window.
And she's like, if you tell on me, I'm gonna tell your boyfriend that you have a crush on him. And he's like, oh god, anything but that.
Okay, I'll do whatever.
I'll do whatever you want.
You
and
want
so
me
he
to lie about that you're not the despair, ultimate despair.
Yeah, he could have totally turned her in, and none of the games would have ever existed. But he's like, I don't want this guy to know that I have a crush on him, so I'm just gonna pretend.
And let her kill everybody at the school.
Killed all these kids.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, you are the worst. You're the
Yeah.
worst character.
Yeah.
I hate that guy. Anyway. That was
basically
that was gonna be the main point of my review.
And he got and he actually lost to brainwashed school kids.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he lost to brainwashed
this
school
ultimate
kids.
fighter guy, and he's just completely taken out by by kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like he was the ultimate boxer.
Like he was the ultimate boxer.
And he lost to brainwash.
And it wasn't even like ultimates. They were just the reserve class.
They were just regular school kids like Hajime.
They were just the reserve class.
They were the reserve class like Hajime.
And he got completely overwhelmed
by them. Yeah, I was like, what?
He also was like a freaking Boromir. He could not get killed.
Yes. That's in the future.
That's in future. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it in future arc. But anyway.
Yeah, that was insane how much durability he had. Like, he had the most durability.
Completely wasted on this character.
Yes.
So there you go. Worst character in the anime, and I think that's all I have to say about Despair, basically.
Yeah, I mean, Catherine says, I mean, it is Japan, so I don't know how open they can be without the judge.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, I'm like, this is a fictional setting, right? So, with that being said, I'm just like,
it is strange because you have characters like Teru.
You have Teru. That's true.
Teru.
He's very open
about.
Yep, about being bi, basically.
With anybody, yeah, like
it's true.
Like it's within the context.
In a world,
of the story.
in a world where Teru exists.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's less platonic, but I'm just saying, like, when the world is burning around you, maybe don't kill everybody because you can't admit that you're in love with your best friend.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're gonna have to go through some consequences, but you could have saved a lot of people's lives. Like, lives could have been saved if you had just admitted it and not let yourself be blackmailed by a teenager.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So, I will never like that guy.
Yeah.
He's good, whatever. I don't even care that he saved Makoto in the future arc.
Yeah.
I'm still upset at him.
We had stuff with Izuru when Hajime becomes Izuru.
That was interesting.
That was interesting stuff there with his interaction with Junko.
Mm-hmm.
He's like kind of there basically, just an observer. He's just seeing which is more important, despair or hope. And he's just like, let me just watch and see and find out.
Yeah, I'll just watch.
Yeah. And then he got leaned more towards hope when he has his last conversation with Chiaki when she's bleeding out on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kept her pen.
Mm-hmm. He still has some feelings left.
Yeah, he wasn't completely hollow.
Hollow now, yeah.
Also, hello, Game Dan. Welcome to Lurksville. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah, welcome to our review.
Sorry, I was eating a cookie.
You're trying to eat while I talk about the review. Oh.
I thought you had more to say, so I'm like, I can definitely eat a cookie.
Yeah. And we get close to the end. A lot of randomness starts happening one after the other, with the blackmailing, with the brainwashing of multiple classmates.
I thought it was cool, like the whole class was going to go and take Junko down.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about the cool moment with Nagito versus Izuru.
Nagito versus Izuru.
Remember
Oh yeah, when they came down to that secret laboratory down below.
And he shot him.
Peak. Yes.
And he just like slow-mo went around him and took the gun and then shot him or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, his gun jammed.
Yeah.
So it didn't work.
Yeah, so it was like two ultimate lucks.
Yes.
Meeting each other and then the luck canceling out for both of them.
Yeah, the luck canceling out. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that is so cool. No wonder Nagito was like, who's this guy?
Yes.
That was a really cool moment.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I got to see the luck in action.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a cool moment. But then, the whole class was going to go and take Junko out, but Mikan kind of betrayed them.
Yeah, led them there.
To their demise, basically. Tied them all up. Separated Chiaki from them.
Well, it was also the housekeeper, too.
The housekeeper also, it's true.
And then the death trap.
And then there's the death trap.
Yeah. Pretty brutal.
Is there anything else major from Despair? Or is that, like, the main...
No, story.
Oh, we did get to see, Hiyoko grow up during Despair. She just, like, all of a sudden had a growth spurt.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh!
Yeah,
we get to see grown up Hiyoko.
Yes, she did look like that.
She did, can confirm. She did actually end up looking like that, so.
In the game, yeah.
Her personality was still awful, but she did actually change looks-wise.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool to see, too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, like, either way works. But, yeah, in regards to going back to, like, the brainwashing stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it could have worked just as well with just, like, torturing them, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the whole method.
It still kind of had the same result, though, wouldn't it?
Still the same result in the end. I mean, like, I guess so. Yeah, it's just, I guess it removes, you know, like was said, brainwashing removes accountability completely, instead of, like, the other way, where Junko actually has a personal hand in it.
Yeah. Although I like that they still took accountability at the end.
Sure.
Because they weren't like, hey, we're here to be helpful members of society. They're like, we're gonna lean into our despair ranking and pretend to be the bad guys. Like, we caused this. Don't come after us on this boat. And they're kind of like off on the boat now, working on themselves still. So I was like, okay, you know, good on them not being like, so we were brainwashed and you guys should accept us back into society.
Yeah, I know. I like basically like, well, we were brainwashed. You know?
No,
like
they're like, we did some messed up stuff. So we're gonna go. I'm like, okay, cool, good job, guys, taking accountability. I think it showed that they had grown still.
Yeah.
Like they still had to overcome the brainwashing and then be like.
Yeah, I was a bit confused whether, because you know, like how Danganronpa 2 kind of ended. They were like they were all about like if you have these options to choose from. Like they gave like if you can wake up.
Yeah.
And you can be your despair self again or something, or you can stay in here.
Yep.
And you can stay who you were.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
And they chose like a third option basically, where like what did they do? They basically woke up, but it was like combined or something like that.
Yeah, because like the 5 that were able to wake up initially, I think it was implied. I might be wrong. But from what I remember, I think it was implied that they were able to keep their memories of what happened in the simulation.
Yes.
So they were still able to,
while regaining the memories when they were
also despair. So they had like both.
Yes.
And then I think they had to work on each of the classmates that was in a coma. Mm-hmm. And then kind of rebuild them.
Technically, we learned that. Yeah, I mean, technically, we learned that. I don't know, like, did we learn? Does like Hajime Zero actually do anything? You know?
What do you mean?
Like, did he do anything despair-worthy? Like, I don't really recall precisely if he did anything specific to help Junko out.
Oh, I see.
Like, he took the data drive and plugged that virus into the system that was created. So it would create a digital version of Junko in there. Because that was the plan, basically, you know, like, that was from Ultra Despair Girls. He ripped out.
Oh, you know what happened? I remember.
He ripped out the brain chips
Yeah.
of like the dark bear and the light bear.
Yeah, the Kurokuma and the other Kuma.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, let them capture me, and I'm gonna plug this in.
You know why they thought that Izuru was like bad and full of despair?
Yeah.
It's because they blamed the events.
Deaths.
Yeah, of both. I think both the reserve class and that initial attack where they did like the test video. They blamed that on Izuru. So from Hope's side, they were just like, oh, he's also full of despair, obviously, because he was responsible. He's like,
yes.
I was just there watching. And...
I was just watching. I was just there watching the whole thing happen.
But he didn't really care.
He
like as
didn't
Izuru, he's
he
like,
didn't care. Yeah.
Yeah, you can blame me for it. I don't
so.
really care.
Yeah.
Because he was on camera and everything. He's just like, whatever. So that's why.
Yeah. So yeah, it can feel a bit of a change in the way the story was leaning towards the character that you were playing us. Because they were treating you like you were like, you know, on the despair side of things up to that point.
Yep.
When technically you really weren't. You were just like an observer, just hanging out and just like...
You're just dead inside.
You're just dead inside, and you're just like, I'm just gonna see which wins out in the end for me, you know?
Yeah. I'd say like Hajime is still like 75% Izuru by the time he comes out.
Yeah,
like
okay.
He's still like mostly dead inside, but he's got like a little bit of his Hajime self back.
Yeah, basically. I get, it's kind of hard to completely see it.
Yeah.
Too much, but I get it's kind of there. It's kind of there. But it's also the problem with the other Danganronpa 2 cast members. Like, you don't actually... You see them more like how they were. Yeah. They were before they were brainwashed.
Yeah.
And not like a mix of when they became brainwashed and their initial self. Like, you don't really get that.
Yeah, you get like little, like when they did that final fight, I think you saw some of their despair selves come out. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe.
But I do agree that for the most part they more so went back to their old selves.
Yes. Yeah, they like bully Hiyoko, you know.
As you do.
Yeah.
Okay, is that the end for...
But they're like, we're best friends now, though. You know?
That we're best friends.
Though technically, if we recall, they were hanging out too in that, you know, that video game segment. With when we were learning about the sister of the gangster guy.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was like a video game style to
I
it in the
remember.
Danganronpa 2 games. And then we learned that Mikan was like hanging out with Hiyoko, despite the fact that she kept bullying her. That's kind of the relationship back in the school days.
Yeah, I mean, they were in the same class together too.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, you can say that in that case. So like, so more so that they kind of got reset now. Like, instead of like a merging of the two, of the despair self and the original self, you know.
What do you think about them doing it that way instead of trying to make it more obvious that there was like a combination happening?
Yeah. I don't know, I was expecting more scarring too, like, you know, like they like I said, they each removed like a body part and put a piece of Junko in them, but...
Well, some of them were like more internal and hidden, so...
I guess so, yeah. I guess that is the case.
Like, the only really obvious ones were like Nagito and Fuyuhiko's eye.
Yeah.
He had like a cool robot eye.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Is that it for? Because we've kind of gone a little bit into future arc already, talking about them leaving the island and stuff. By this point, you know.
Maybe. Maybe.
We're kind of talking about the end of future arc at this point.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe the people's original implication was from the games, anyways. Their original thought was that, like Zachary brought up, that Junko had a hand in like manipulation, manipulating them into becoming despair agents.
She technically did. She just used a brainwashing video.
Brainwashing video, yeah.
But she still
not
did
more
it.
so like through certain actions or words to manipulate them.
Junko's a very busy lady. She only had like 6 months to get everything set up.
Or the other way, where they get tortured in a certain manner. Like the worst thing that they can experience personally, that turns them into a remnant of despair. Yeah, that's probably the difference there. That people were expecting.
Sure.
Yeah, like Junko's like personal hand in it, not something she borrowed from the Ultimate Animator.
Yeah, no, yeah. I completely agree. I also think it would have been more interesting if they had gone that way, but I understand why
they didn't really have the time for it.
Yeah.
That's the other problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So I understand
not
why.
Not like it's impossible, but there's just too much to cover in 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Of talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we were trying to signify the significance of like the ultimate hope and the ultimate despair, and we learned like with Makoto as the ultimate hope, his whole thing was he inspires hope in people. Like they always kept emphasizing that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's the ultimate hope because he speaks the right words and he gets people motivated.
Sure.
And to snap out of whatever sort of despair they're in, gets them to reevaluate and come over to his side.
For sure.
And so we're thinking, oh, so that's his thing. So the ultimate despair's thing must be that she has the power of, just like him, using the right words or actions to manipulate them into,
which he does to an
despair.
extent.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw her do that with the animator. We saw her do that with her sister. We saw her do that with Monica and the other kids.
Yes, Monica.
So, like,
we saw those parts. Yeah,
like she has the ability. I think it was just a time issue in the anime.
Yeah.
And then so Zachary said, I think a big part of it is like you guys like Dangan, I'd say. I'm like, yeah, I like the series.
Sure, yeah.
My sibling is one of their favorite series, so anything they don't like is gonna get magnified. And that makes sense to me.
Sure.
It would be like in Kingdom Hearts if something really went against like a major plot point from like one of the early games or something. I think I would be really incensed about it and be upset.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, with me, like with like Kingdom Hearts 3, right? Like, it's not like I didn't find the finale like underwhelming in many aspects.
Yeah.
In the way it was designed gameplay wise.
Right.
I found a lot of that like underwhelming.
Sure.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's it. That basically made me like.
I was waiting for like a hype moment.
Yeah. I was expecting like a big thing, but I didn't get what I was expecting.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like this is all that the other people do.
Yeah.
It's like all the way the cutscenes are framed.
Yeah.
It's like super awkward and how like one action follows the next.
Sure.
And like people just standing around and doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the heck, guys?
What's happening?
What's
the pacing's all off.
Yeah, it's just really long. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's like me with Star Wars. Like it was like my favorite movie series for years.
Especially when you watched even the two movies sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I was hyped. I was like in it.
Yeah.
And then 9
you
came
got
out.
A poster here, man.
I still have my episode 8
Jedi
poster. Even though I like don't like the Star Wars anymore, I still have my episode 8 poster.
Yeah. No, this is Lego Star Wars review.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, like the episode 9 like really made me angry, and so I could understand like if you have a series that's like one of your favorites, if something just upsets you in some way, it's going to be magnified. So that totally makes sense.
Yeah, that usually pretty much happens near the end of like every like anime or manga series for the most part.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but for the most
Attack
part.
on Titan.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, that one.
That's me. Yeah, for that one, yeah. That one's the highest one out of them. But there's other ones too, where they do something really whacked out near the end of a long-running series.
Yeah, like for me it's Tokyo Ghoul.
It's like, yeah, it goes like, you know, something completely else.
Yep.
Near the end of it.
Yep.
That you're like, how did we get here?
I know. You look around, you're like, how did we get here?
How did we get here to this point? Okay.
Actually, to that point, because we're talking about Danganronpa, I've heard polarizing opinions about the third game.
Oh, V3.
V3.
The new one that we're going to be playing next.
I've heard from some people that it completely destroyed the game series and everything you care about.
Man, okay.
And I've heard from at least 3...
It is technically the last game, though.
I know. And I've heard from 3 other people that it's their favorite game in the series.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So it's either like you love it or you hate it.
Yeah,
and it's like it's a very polarizing ending to the Danganronpa series. So I don't know what we're gonna get into when we... Because like you and I don't know about you. Like Danganronpa is not one of my favorite game series ever, but I really like it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole there's this very like hard to breathe aspect to the gameplay.
Yeah.
When you're into the story and gameplay. Yeah. Like me, I was stressed out a lot of times playing Ultra Despair Girls.
Well, yeah.
Just the way the style of gameplay was.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, this is freaking me out. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's why I talk so much before trials. Because I'm playing the game, I find the trials so panic-inducing. I cannot think straight once we're actually in the trials. Like, I have to watch the trial after to actually enjoy the voice acting and the story of what's happening.
Sure.
Because in the moment, I'm just like, oh crap, what minigame is coming up next? What minigame is coming up next? I can't enjoy the trial.
Yeah.
So before we go in, I have to know what's happening so that I can just do it. And then after I can enjoy it.
You're on a time frame, too.
Yeah.
That's the other
crunch.
problem. Yeah. Like, there's a wind down time period.
Yeah. And so I'm stressed throughout it. I can't
10 minutes to get this over.
Put together this comic strip in 10 minutes, or the Star Destroyer will just...
You got to jump over to this one.
Yeah.
And
then you gotta slice
you gotta
it.
avoid these obstacles and slice that one.
And jump.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the surfing with Hajime.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
They kept falling. Oh!
My timing is not working. I will say my sibling thought V3 could have been their favorite game, and then the ending ruined it. I think it's fine overall, but I do agree the aspect of the ending is a little insulting. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, we'll find out soon, because that'll be the next game we play.
Yeah.
Before we get into future, talking more about like Makoto, is it okay if I go grab some water?
Sure.
I think you're still good on water?
Yes, I still have some.
Okay, I'm gonna go...
Yeah. I think that's enough talk about Despair Arc.
Yeah, I think
there's quite a lot of stuff in it.
There is.
I'm trying to remember a lot of it, because the last time we watched it was like months and months ago.
It was, yeah. Like, future, I think we'll remember. But even I, like, forgot, like, oh yeah, there was 2 flash drives. I was like, the last episode we watched!
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't remember.
Yeah, I forgot, because the killing video was used for all those classmates that killed themselves.
Yeah, see, I forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. So.
But you know what? I actually forgot if that was even used there because I remember that she was like baiting them basically.
Yeah, I know.
She was literally baiting them into killing each other.
Yeah.
She was like, you know, if you don't do this, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, okay, I'll go start killing my classmates.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I forgot.
Yeah. So I can't even recall the aspect of like the video that gets people to kill themselves.
I know.
Like, wait, what? Where did this come from?
What did that happen? I'm so confused.
Did I miss where that was made? Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. If you
sure.
think of anything else you want to talk about, feel free. You don't have to wait for me.
I agree with Molly. It's like a time issue. Like you're trying to get like, I mean, they could have done like a montage sequence if they want. Not like they needed it for all the characters, but if they want to do a thing where instead of brainwashing, if there was more of this sort of deal with like Junko like locking them in like these containment cells and then having them experience the worst thing they could experience for themselves personally, and then that basically mind breaks them, and then she makes them into remnants of despair. No, I wouldn't have had an issue with that either. I wouldn't have had as much of an issue with it as brainwashing specifically. But I do understand though too that brainwashing plays a heavy aspect in basically for the anime's future arc that we're going to talk about next, because they basically do the reverse of the video that the Ultimate Animator creates for Junko, and then they go in the opposite direction. It's like, okay, here's too much despair. Now, how about the opposite of that? The too much hope. Yeah, you know. Okay, you're back. Yeah.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I wouldn't have had much of an issue either if they just went this whole thing where Junko manages to just capture all the ultimates of Danganronpa 2 cast. Okay. Locks them in like these containment cells, and then has them each experience the worst thing that they could each experience to the point that a mind breaks them, and then she molds them into remnants of despair. Right. I wouldn't have minded that either. You know, like in a montage sequence, if they wanted to do that too.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I feel like Mikan should always be like the catalyst person though. Like, yeah. Like she was always on the verge of like snapping. You basically see that in Danganronpa 2 game too. There's certain moments where she's like snapping like crazy.
Yeah.
And until they're like, okay, let's have her switch back. Let's have her regain all the memories of when she was a remnant of despair. Mm-hmm. And then this is how she is. Okay. And then this is how she is. Right? Yeah. It's like, we can only do this for Mikan, but not for everyone else. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
Just for Mikan.
Just Mikan. Only Mikan.
Like, isn't that a bit of a cop-out? You know.
Shut up.
Shut up. Only she gets allowed to regain her memories. Like, isn't the point of this to make them not remember that the memories as remnants of despair?
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's the memories back.
It's fine.
Yeah. So
then she was put in a coma. Then they had to like rewrite her, and it was fine.
Yeah, because they're trying to rewrite her back to how she was. It's like, let's delete all that stuff and just bring her back to when she didn't have those, when she didn't become that.
Yeah.
And that's what they were, you know, hoping on.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of the program. That was the whole point. It was like, that was the point of the program.
Yeah.
But then the end of the game was like, no, you're keeping those memories with those memories.
Yeah.
But then the anime is like, okay, they're basically like who they were.
They are basically.
Yeah, you're back to basically how you were, like how we knew you playing through Danganronpa 2, the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like when they were fighting, well, when we get into Future Arc.
Yeah.
We're going to go and talk about that next.
Okay,
yeah.
You want to talk about Future Arc?
Yeah, let's talk about Future Arc.
Alright, let's talk about Future Arc! Let's go! Okay, so Future Arc, we reunite with our OG cast of Makoto, Kyoko,
You can't remember her name. And
What?
Hiroshima. No, sorry. What was his name? Hiro. His full name was like. Oh no, I actually have the photo with him on it.
You had the photo.
His new look, man. He has a whole new
I know,
look
he's got
going
glasses
on. He's got
and stuff.
glasses now and a goatee.
Yeah.
Hagakure.
Yeah.
Yasuhiro.
Hagakure.
Hagakure. I always say Hagakure.
I know, yeah. Aoi is the girl I was trying.
I might have said Hiroshima for some reason. I don't know.
Hagakure, Hiroshima. you know,
how it is.
his distant cousin, twice removed.
Okay. Yeah.
And of course, Byakuya's around as well.
The organ donor.
Kidneys.
The ultimate kidney guy.
The ultimate kidney stealer.
The kidney stealer. That's who he is.
Okay, so we have.
Makoto's best frenemy.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Yes.
You ungrateful. You don't give me your kidney.
I'm so glad we watched the dub just for him. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Same voice
He didn't
actor.
get to do much though.
No.
Unfortunately.
But he did.
Very unfortunately.
He did a couple of things. He and Byakuya had some good banter, so that was good.
He got shot at by a helicopter.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we basically got his most significant stuff in the novel.
Yeah.
In the Danganronpa 2 game.
It's true.
When he spent time with that new schoolgirl.
Leon's cousin.
Leon's cousin.
That was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever read.
Yes. Yes.
Why'd you have to remind me of that? I thought I erased it from my brain.
Molestation 2.0. With pink-haired girl.
Anyway, going back to Future Arc.
Unfortunately, we do not see her at all in this anime.
I was surprised.
Yeah, because if he's back, you think she would be back too.
Especially because we also had Ultra Despair Girls.
Being referenced, not significantly.
But I mean, she still could have popped up or something.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. If you're trying to tie everything together, right?
Yeah.
For a finale.
Yep.
You know?
It would have been cool if you at least saw her in the background or something. I don't know.
I guess maybe they think, most people probably weren't gonna look at that anyways, so let's not put her. I always hate when people think in those terms. It's no, just throw it in there, and then they wonder, then go and read that, and then you'll understand. Okay.
Oh, Zachary, come on! On a scale of that side story to the grabby hands mini game of Ultra Despair Girls, how uncomfortable are we talking?
Oh, V3.
How uncomfortable
How much
are we
worse
talking?
can it get?
Anyway, back to Future Arc. We end up having another killing game situation, obviously, and
it was different though. There's no courtroom.
Yeah, there was no trials.
No trials.
But it was again another just
kill each other.
Yeah, it was interesting. They brought in more of Monica's tech for this. They brought the bracelets in from Ultra Despair Girls, which was kind of cool.
Yes, they brought a lot of that technology.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I know what that is. So
except we learned that it isn't even.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't actually. Well, they did, didn't they? Are we talking about the same thing?
Well, we learned that it wasn't her. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you're saying that a lot of the technology from Ultra Despair Girls is used too?
Some of it. I just meant the bracelets is obviously a callback to the exploding bracelets.
Exploding bracelets.
They're not exactly the same.
Same
but
thing. Yeah, that was more of It was a poison injection.
It was a poison injection. Yeah.
Yeah. If they chose to do the action that they're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Zachary says, not so uncomfortable that I have to leave, so no grabby hands, but there's definitely a section that's rough. Okay.
Oh, man.
Alright. Well,
Man,
I will...
man.
How far
Ultra
into the
Despair
game
Girls
is it?
Pretty rough, so...
I thought Ultra Despair Girls was peak for uncomfortable.
Peak uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
Roughness, like, I don't think you can get much.
If we exceed that, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But Zachary said it's not as bad as like the grabby hands, so we'll wait.
Okay. Yeah.
About midway through. Okay, so I got some time. I can relax in the beginning. That's good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, Makoto's going to be put on trial. Basically, is how the game starts.
Yeah, for Danganronpa 2.
Yeah.
Helping out
the remnants of despair.
Yeah.
So he goes back to the New Hope's Peak for trial. And then it gets hacked by Monokuma, and he fills the room with like this gas that knocks everybody out.
Yes.
And then when they wake up, the ultimate housekeeper, who was the homeroom teacher of the Danganronpa 2 class, what's her name again? Chisa? Is that it? Yeah. Chisa Yakuzomi. She's dead. So the killing game has begun already, and nobody knows how she died to start with. But Monokuma explains that every one of them has a bracelet with a forbidden action on it.
Yes.
And if you do your forbidden action, then you get injected with this poison and it'll kill you instantly. Mm-hmm. Then he goes on to explain that there's a timer on all the bracelets as well. So when the timer counts down, everyone falls asleep. But one person will stay awake, and they will become the killer. They have to kill somebody, or they get killed. Is that what the stipulation was?
No, I don't actually recall if they actually had to kill somebody.
Yeah, or if it's just like, you are now, like, you have the opportunity to kill someone.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to...
Or maybe it was like, you can kill someone, and if you get away with it, then you can leave. Something like that.
Yeah, I can't really recall what that...
I'll see if I can find the actual thing. Not sure if you've seen it or if it has to be unlocked, but fun fact, this duck game has an elevator that looks very similar to the Danganronpa elevator, at least by angle.
Oh, no.
I don't think we've seen it yet, so we'll keep an eye out, see if there's an elevator that pops up at any point.
I just see this pool being filled with ducks.
All I see is a pool full of ducks, man. That's all I see.
I don't even get how this game works.
It just works, okay? Alright, I'm gonna go on to Future Arc and see if
I don't get it. Okay.
See if it explains that particular thing.
And they have the opportunity to kill other classmates. I don't know how many they're allowed to kill.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the other game was like
only
you can only kill up to 2, and that's it.
Yeah, this doesn't specify specifically, but it says that
you only kill up to 2, and then if they choose the wrong person, they all die, and you get to live.
Oh yeah, so like you're tasked with like trying to kill the traitor.
Yeah.
So in order for the killing game to stop, you have to figure out who the traitor is and kill them.
Yeah.
And then you will be released. Was the idea. So. Oh, okay. So that's why you suggested this, because there's a potential Danganronpa reference. Cool. Thanks, Dan.
Oh yeah.
It's been fun having this in the background, so I appreciate the suggestion.
Are we on like the wrong map though?
Well, it might be, like Dan said, it might be an unlockable thing later.
Oh yeah.
I
don't
just
see
have
anything going on here though. I just see ducks just hanging out in the rubber ducks in the pool.
Rubber ducks in pool. Go round and round. They do things sometimes. Anyway, as I was saying, so quickly people like start falling asleep, they start dying, getting killed off, and where do I want to go from this point on? Basically, the antagonist, Kyosuke, he's pretty much convinced that Makoto's the traitor. He's got, like, he's spiraling because he was in love with Chisa.
Chisa, Yakuzumi, the ultimate housekeeper.
Yeah, so when she died, he's like, hope is being tainted. I must root out all despair, and I must kill Makoto Naegi. So he's basically like on a one-man mission to kill Makoto from the beginning. And
like anything Makoto says, he's like, I'm not listening.
I'm not listening to anything you have to say. Unfortunately, Makoto's forbidden action is he can't run. So Asahina spends the entire anime giving Makoto a piggyback ride.
yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Is basically what happens. They also team up with what's her name again?
The ultimate therapist?
No. The therapist. You're right.
They hang out with Great Gozu and Miyaya Gekogahara.
Yeah. So she's in a wheelchair. She doesn't talk. She has Monomi on a monitor.
That's the way of speaking.
Yeah. So
Monomi,
Monomi. She doesn't make any reference to Danganronpa 2.
No.
It is a Monomi, but it's not the Monomi from Danganronpa 2.
No.
So that was kind of cute to have Monomi involved.
Yes.
And Monomi's basically like, oh, we're just such good friends. I'm gonna protect my friends. And so that was the whole thing with that.
Yeah, I mean, until we learn everything about what's going on.
Yeah, I like, do we now explain what the truth is behind that character?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can
pretty
do that.
wacky.
Also, Game Dan said for him, V3 is polarizing, but there are some characters in V3 that he likes a lot more than some of the other cast. My favorite male character in the whole franchise is in V3. Okay. Well, there you go. See, we're getting like all kinds of views and opinions on the next game already. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that character in the wheelchair that I just talked about, Mia? Is that
Yeah, Mia.
Okay, so...
Mia.
So, yeah, it turned out that we never actually met the real version.
I guess you could like I said, she could like cameos in Despair Walk.
Yeah.
Like I think she's maybe like one of the judges.
Oh, at that, yeah, right.
For that candy thing, I don't know, the thing she was doing.
Yeah.
That got her expelled.
Yeah. She might have shown up there, but
she wasn't really that significant at all.
No, she wasn't.
At all. Like, she doesn't have any really plot elements.
No.
In Despair Walk.
No. And then in Future Arc, we don't actually spend any time with the real her.
Yeah.
We instead find out that she was a robot. She was like complete robot.
A super robot.
And
the real person.
And it was so great because it turned out that the person controlling the robot was Monica.
Monica. Yes. Complete. Whoa.
It was Monica all along.
Biggest hype moment.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite part of the anime, which was like Monica was the one controlling this character the entire time. Oh my goodness. So then we had our Ultra Despair Girls episode.
And then we thought Monica killed Great Gozu.
Who's Great Gozu? Oh, yeah, right. Because they were in the same room together when he died.
Yeah, when he died.
Yeah, so we thought that Monica had killed him. But then we're like, she's like, no, I didn't do it.
Ooh, I'm chill now.
Yeah. It goes with, like, the Ultra Despair Girls episode in the anime is probably my favorite, I think.
Yeah.
I was hyped through the entire thing. Because it's like, it's Toka and,
what's her name?
Oh, no, Makoto's sister, what's your name again? Oh, Toka and... I can't even hear, like, the toilet nickname that she was given. Oh, no. Oh, Catherine says that in V3, one character will give you jump scare, like, a lot. So, be warned about that. Okay, good to know. And Dan has given us a challenge to figure out which character it is, based on what we know about you. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Alright, sounds like a challenge. We will see. Why can I not remember? Like, she was the main character of that game. Do you think we can remember at all? Don't you have it on your thing?
I just keep thinking Mukuro. I'm thinking Mukuro Ikusawa.
Mukuro
The ultimate
Ikusawa.
despair.
Watch out for her.
Watch out for
She's
her.
taking over Makoto's sister. Oh, I know why I can't find her. Okay, hold on. I was on the wrong page. No wonder I couldn't find my character. Kamaru! That's it. I was gonna call her Koromaru, and I'm like, that's not quite right. Kamaru. I was kind of close. Okay, so Kamaru and Toko. They have their badass team up girl moment. And they go to basically fight Monica.
Yeah, because her location is revealed by the surviving members of the Warriors of Hope.
I was so hyped. I'm like, they did survive! Look at them, they're still alive!
Oh, cop out.
No, they're still alive! The kids are still okay! And they're helping them fight Monica, so like, I was...
Now that was a cop.
So I was excited about that. Anyway, Monica basically became she became so much a copy of Junko, she basically became as bored as Junko.
Yes.
And was like, I don't want to take over as Junko anymore. So she basically put on her pajama onesie, got in a truck, and went to space to play video games.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, so that was the end of Monica's questline, and she went to space.
She went to space.
She went to space to play video games and become a NEET for the rest of her life. So that was a wrap up on that. Also, if anybody really enjoyed the Toko fantasies from Ultra Despair Girls, they did another one. They did another Toko fantasy in the anime, and it's my favorite because Toko she's imagining she has like 500 Byakuya babies, and they're all mini versions of their dad. It's amazing. It's my...
Yeah.
And also, Kamaru is there as, like, a maid.
It's very unfortunate. Yeah, Kamaru's a maid.
She's now part of the fantasies, but she's a maid.
Yeah, she's a maid now.
So that was great. That was my favorite episode of the entire anime.
Yeah. I mean, great callback from the game. Wish we had more of it. Unfortunately, we only get the one episode with them, and they don't really have anything beyond that point. To contribute.
We do see Toko and Kamaru come back at the end. They finally leave the island.
in the epilogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't actually come like to Hope speak. Like they can't get there. Like how like Kamaru was basically like, I'm sticking here and staying here until everything's solved.
Solved, yep.
And then in the anime, she's like, okay, can you come like pick me up now?
I want to go home.
I want to go home.
I mean, she's been fighting there for I don't know how long. A few months anyway.
Yeah.
So, but that was cool.
Yeah, they didn't technically like wrap up the whole Ultra Despair Girl stuff, like with the brainwashed kids, with the bucket head.
Yeah.
Monokuma stuff going on.
We don't know what ended up happening with Monika's brother.
Like the whole city, what happened to the state of it, all the robot bears. That still
things
exists.
seem to be okay. I mean, if they left, I feel like things are probably okay.
It seems like, in the epilogue, it all got solved off screen.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like Monica maybe let the Bucket Kids go after she went to space and just kept like a couple of Monokumas to feed her in space, and that was basically
it. I mean, that's the thing is that, I mean, they could have kind of just like wrapped that up.
Yeah,
they
like
really,
more concretely.
Yeah, concretely with the the mind controlled children.
Yeah, but they're probably like, no one's played that video game.
Yeah.
We're only giving you one episode. We're only giving you one episode. That's it.
Oh man. Or even what even happens with the Warriors of Hope themselves. Like, all we see is the last of them is they're just hanging out in a hotel room.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I think they're okay.
Like, what becomes of them? Like, where do they go?
Yeah. Anyway, there was that.
They did contribute to the destruction of that city. So, Like, does host take them in? Or, like, what happens, man? Like, well, you know.
Yeah, no idea what ended up happening.
Yeah, they didn't really resolve that plot point either.
Yeah.
Because now they're alive. So,
now they're alive.
Now they're alive, so we have that problem.
Right. Trying to think.
So bummed about that.
I guess like the main thing is that Kyoko starts detectivizing as she does very thoroughly. Ends up uncovering a bunch of stuff. There's also like the subplot with the pharmacist and the candy maker, where she's basically turns into like a Hulk Wolverine and is like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, the pharmacist Seiko Kimura.
Yeah.
Seiko Kimura.
Like she was going to go kill that woman. Didn't actually end up doing it. She ended up dying.
She failed.
And then the candy. Okay, she was like the most annoying character as well.
Yeah, she was very much a clone of Monica. Yeah.
She was kind of a clone of Monica.
Yeah, a clone of Monica.
Her boyfriend deserved better than her. She ended up killing her boyfriend with a candy that was transferred through a kiss.
Yes.
Because his forbidden action was like eating any food. And she knew that and killed him for it.
Yeah. He showed it to her.
Yeah, she's like, he's gonna betray me and then I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna betray him first. I'm like, you are the worst piece of work. And after she betrayed him, he was still like, I understand. I love you. Yeah. I'm like, why are you with this girl? I don't understand. You're so cool, man. Anyway. I'm not salty about it.
Yeah, unfortunate, but he was just what's that famous word that's used all too often now?
What, simp?
Yeah, got it.
But he was only like for her. It was he was extremely loyal to her. I'm like, man, he was a great guy. Did not deserve to die.
Just a Nagisa clone. If you know what Nagisa is.
Nagisa.
He's one of the warrior children.
Oh, no. Oh God, don't remind me.
Except he lives.
He lives. Nagisa lives. He survived. He survived his death kiss. Unlike this guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's that guy with the hat? The fedora guy. What's his name again? Koichi Kizukura. So we found out that he was like best friends with Kyoko's dad, basically.
Yes.
I don't think he ever told Kyoko that.
No.
But he had made a promise to her father before everything got locked down at the school that he would take care of Kyoko if anything happened.
Yes.
And he kept his promise. He saved her life. She almost got pushed down into a giant hole. And he did his forbidden action. So he was, I think he couldn't use one of his hands. He couldn't use like one of his hands.
He used it.
He could use like his left hand, but not his right. But he had to use his one hand to hold on to the edge and one hand to hold on to Kyoko. So as he's dying, he like hoists her back up onto the thing. Yeah. And that it was one of the few times I've seen Kyoko shook.
Yes. I was very surprised.
So that was an impactful moment from the anime that I really liked.
Yep. Yeah. Cool character. I mean, he was also kind of like military. Yeah. Military stuff. Like he hung out with some girl fighting.
Oh yeah, when they were like trying to get to the school or whatever.
Yeah, and then she
died. Was
that
him? Oh yeah, that was him. Yeah.
Yeah, she died saving him.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
So then he was like able to pay it back by saving Kyoko, basically. So that was cool. Did we talk about the messed up? Okay, so the other thing that this anime tricked me on is Kyoko died.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. An episode happened where a lot of death flags was happening around Kyoko, where she took off her gloves in front of like other people who didn't know about her hand situation. She held Makoto's hand and she told him like, no matter what happens, don't give up. I believe in you. And I'm like, what is with all these death flags? And then the next sleep cycle happens, and they wake up, and Kyoko's dead. And we find out her forbidden action was Makoto Naegi surviving like 5 sleep cycles. If he was still alive after like 5 of those, she would die.
Yes.
So she's been injected with poison, and then Makoto like falls apart.
Yeah.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
But then he like he snaps out of it. He like remembers like what Kyoko did for him in the first game. I was so sad. So I think we stopped watching right after Kyoko died.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was the same day that Shinji died in Persona 3, and I was like, this is too much for one day, okay? Like, Kyoko was one of my favorite characters from Danganronpa 1. She died. Shinji just died like a couple hours ago. So I was a wreck. But anyway. Oh, Zachary's like, wait! I know this! I can comment on this!
Whoa, you skipped right to the end.
Whoa. But anyway, spoilers. It ended up being okay because Mikan came in clutch and saved her.
Yes.
Turned out
screen.
Off screen.
Off screen.
She actually like made an antidote, saved Kyoko's butt. She was fine. She's like, oh, she'll wake up in like a couple hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh. Okay, cool.
Like,
Thank you,
Mikan.
Mikan.
Does it immediately kill you?
Yeah, I know.
Upon injection.
It was
Because
like,
I did it with everyone else.
yeah, apparently she already had like an anti-venom put into her before she even got poisoned.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how Mikan knew like exactly what she needed, but she like gave it to her already.
Whoa.
So anyway, is that duck on fire? You and I are both like, is that duck on fire? Okay, so Kyoko was fine. Her and Makoto live happily ever after as headmaster and mistress of Hope's Peak. Everything's cool. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
My sibling showed me a scene of Makoto, like, dreaming, I think, where Kyoko is there, and then, like, Sayaka shows up, and I was like, oh, damn, it's showing how now there's 2 girls he admired, where he feels responsible for their deaths. Yeah. That was a very powerful... So, what happens is, because of Kyoko's investigations, after she dies, they find her journal. And in the journal, she figured out how the killing game is taking place. Yeah. So what it is there's monitors throughout this place, and the monitors detect like who's the closest to a monitor, and then wakes that person up with their bracelet. And then a video plays on the monitor with Monokuma like explaining, oh hey, it's all pre-recorded. Yeah. What ends up happening is the same despair hypnosis goes on.
Yeah, but this is the odd other one though. It's the kill yourself.
The suicide one.
The suicide one.
Yeah. So this is the suicide. Sorry, you're right. Thank you for correcting me. This is the suicide video. So whoever wakes up watches that video, and so what really ended up happening is nobody
was killing anybody.
They were killing themselves. So they would wake up, watch this video, and kill themselves.
Excluding the times when people did kill each other.
Yeah, or they died because of the
like the Candy Cole killing a boyfriend.
Yes.
Well, Juzo destroyed the wall pot.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a couple extenuating circumstances, but most of the killings that happened were because of the monitor.
Or Kyosuke Munakata killing Kazuo Tengen.
Yeah. And then Zachary's like, however, then the rest of the first game Clash shows up, and I got taken out of it because, like, come on now. I get you want to say he feels responsible for all of it, but that's too far in my eyes.
I remember he feels responsible for Sayaka because Sayaka was trying to set him up to begin with.
Look, you and I have talked about this for
I know. They keep
years.
Yes.
And we're like, Makoto, I know she was pretty, but she was trying to kill you.
Yeah, she was not trying to save you. I mean,
in the end,
you can say she was trying to save you at the end of
I know.
it, but she caused the situation to begin with.
You and I are still like, you care too much about Sayaka, man. Like, this is too far.
Yeah. I know you're trying to equate the two because they both saved you by, in a way after their
death, yeah.
But not technically.
So what I was getting at is the reason this dream happens is because Makoto's like, oh, what we should do is you guys restrain me, and I'll be, put me really close to a monitor, I'll be the one that wakes up, and I'll watch this video. But because I'm restrained, I can't kill myself. So this will, break the cycle, and we'll win the game this way.
Yeah.
So when he wakes up and watches the video, that's when he gets that dream. He sees Kyoko, he sees Sayaka, and they're basically taunting him. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the class shows up, but they don't say anything. They're just they're just there in the background. And that duck went into that radio.
There he goes.
There he goes. So yeah, he gets filled with this despair, seeing that, and they did a horrible job restraining him. He's able to thrash around enough that he's able to get free and almost kills himself.
Yeah, he actually does get free.
He does get free.
About to kill himself.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys did a horrible job. Good lord.
Juzo returns.
And then Juzo, yeah. So okay, before we get to Juzo, so what happened? What was the order? So Juzo got impaled with a spear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
But yeah, he got he got stabbed through.
Yeah, he got stabbed with a spear of Gungnir, basically.
Gungnir. Yeah. One of those.
There was a trap in one of the rooms. He got a spear through, basically his one shoulder.
Yes.
Then the candy girl fed him a candy to control him.
Yes.
He acted really well, made it seem like he was controlled.
Yes.
And then she took the spear out of his shoulder, and
took the spear out of his shoulder.
And then he used it against her. Basically, he's like, "You think that I could be taken over by a candy?" I'm like, "Oh." So that didn't work.
And then he meets up with Kyosuke Munakata later.
And he's completely lost it.
At this point.
Yeah, he's like, hope is the only thing that matters. I'm killing everybody. The only way to get rid of despair is to kill everybody on Earth.
Yes.
So he's off on a mission. That includes killing his best friend, which is Juzo. So he
figured out that he lied to him.
That's right. He figured out that he's like, you knew Junko was the one. So he tries to kill him. He stabs him. We think Juzo's dead. Then Juzo shows up when Makoto's trying to kill himself, and is like, he basically chokes him back to his senses and like, what do you think you're doing? You think you can just take the easy way out?
I know.
I'm like, you should be dead. You've been stabbed in multiple places.
He did not fall asleep because he chopped off his hand.
Oh, he chopped off his hand. That's right.
With the bracelet with the poison on it.
Yes. So he had not only was he stabbed by two things, he also chopped off his own hand and bandaged it. Mm-hmm. And then, what ended up killing him in the end? Because he leaves Makoto there. He's like, I'm disgusted by you, and he goes off.
I think he just bleeds out at that point, right?
Does he finally just bleed out after all of that? I think so. Anyway, he gets the brilliant idea to turn off all the monitors. Yeah. Because he's like, why don't we just turn the monitors off? Then nobody gets the video anymore.
I know.
So he goes and does that. Makoto talks, what's his name? Kyosuke down from his insanity. Mm-hmm. And it's basically like, you should go see your friend.
That was funny, though.
It was really funny.
Yeah, the way he was trying to survive against...
Yeah. He used his luck to survive. Yeah. And so he eventually convinces him to go and tell his friend, I'm sorry for stabbing you.
Yeah.
But then...
He's already dead at that point.
Yeah, when he gets there, he's already dead. I'm like, oh, come on, this guy survived for 7 episodes bleeding out and then dies before his crush gets there to be like, hey, I'm sorry for stabbing you, bro. Yeah. I was like, I'm so frustrated by this series of events. So anyway, then that's over. But then the ultimate animator has completely lost his mind.
Yeah, that's funny.
By this point, and is like, "That's it. I've got to use anime to save the world.
Yeah.
I've got this video that will brainwash everybody into feeling hope."
Basically, though, I just tell them something and then they'll do it.
Yeah. But he uses it to like take control of Byakuya's military, so he's just like getting them to hold everybody back so that he can go and broadcast this hope video to the world. Yeah. Even though Makoto's like, this is basically what Junko did. It's not real hope, it's artificial. You're just replacing the despair video with a hope video. People can choose their own stuff. And he's like, no, I'm gonna do it anyway. No. But then we have like the really great wrap up, right? Because it's like the class from the island has finally got on a boat, and they get to Hope's Peak, and they are like, we're gonna go save our classmate that we never spent any time with because he was the imposter the entire time.
Pretty much, yeah. They came to Hope's Peak on the boat that they commandeered.
Yeah, because
they sent a force to the island, right?
That's right, yeah. They sent a boat to the island to wipe them out, but I think everybody got wiped out. So
no, they're like, oh, we're just gonna kill everybody.
We're not gonna show. I think they killed everybody, and then they got on the boat, went to Hope's Peak. I like that they each had like a moment where they did something cool.
Yeah.
So that was neat.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of weird guys showed up too. All these people with like these blindfolds going on.
Blindfolds?
Yeah, they came out of a helicopter. They all descended onto Hope's Peak.
Yeah.
But they all had like these unique designs to them.
Oh, right. I forgot about those.
I don't really know what
who
they
were
were.
Those guys?
Who they were or anything like that. I was confused.
Yeah, they were like ultimate fighters, but we didn't really know like what task force they were part of. They weren't part of Byakuya's thing. They were like part of the Hope's Peak guys. Yeah. But we never got like any intro to who they were.
Were they part of? Were they working for Kazuo Tengen?
I think. Well, they were either working for him or for Kyosuke.
Kyosuke.
I think.
Who's Kyosuke?
Isn't it? Yeah, him.
Oh yeah, Kyosuke?
Yeah.
You think he's working for him?
I think like it was either one or the other. I'm not.
Yeah, because they each had a moment fighting against one of them.
Yeah.
One of those guys, and I was like, okay, who are these guys to begin with?
They didn't even give them like a name tag or anything. They just appeared and fought.
Because you had Byakuya's forces, but then you had these guys show up immediately after too.
Yeah. So yeah, those random Fury guys or whatever, they were just there to like be a bit of a roadblock.
Yeah, they were defending. They were defending the ultimate animator.
They were.
He's trying to upload the
Hope video.
The Hope brainwashing video.
Yeah.
To the entire world.
I guess that was the Hope episode, right? Where all this was happening.
Yeah. That's in the
very last episode. So anyway, the whole class shows up, and basically through the power of friendship and love, Izuru like talks him down from uploading this video.
Yes.
And the rest of the imposter is a nice touch in this because they were roommates. So he's like, hey, I know who he. I think he dresses up as him again to talk to him.
Yeah.
Also, the imposter dressed up as as Kyosuke.
Yes.
I don't know how he did that, but he was just there, and he's like, I now have his sword fighting ability.
Yeah, I know, he did that. Yeah, he does that when he's fighting those guys.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, he took on his appearance.
I really liked the imposter.
Yeah.
Like,
his ability is hilarious.
He was so good. He was really cool. But yeah, anyway, they talk him down, and the Despair group basically takes the blame for what happened. It's like, Makoto didn't do anything wrong, guys. It was us. And we're going out on the boat. Peace out, you know.
Didn't know if they were going back to the island or not.
Yeah, no idea.
I have no idea. I mean, they can't be on the boat forever, I don't think.
Sure, it's anime. They can be on the boat forever. And then the very cool moment of Nagito gets to meet Makoto at the very end. And he's like, oh, hello, it's so nice to meet you. And then the rest of the class.
Your hands are so soft.
Your hands are so soft. Oh, it was so funny.
Yeah.
I felt so bad because Mikan like stopped first to talk to Makoto. I think she was gonna be like, by the way, Kyoko's fine.
Kyoko's fine, yeah.
But she got run over by Nagito, and he's just like, why, hello there. It's so lovely to meet you.
Yes.
And then he got carted away by the rest of the class, and they're just like, oh, his hands are so soft.
Yeah.
And Izuru walks by Makoto in slow motion, and they do just kind of like a nod to each other, and that's it. That's the only interaction the two of them have.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And it was great. It was really great. And then they're on the boat, and Izuru talks to Chiaki, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Data Chiaki, I guess.
Yeah, Data Chiaki.
I don't know if he's got like a weird cognitive version of her.
But we were joking that he finally snapped, and so he's got like...
Yeah, he just has...
He just hallucinates that Chiaki's still there.
Chiaki's there. No.
But anyway, he was talking to Chiaki, and she's very happy that like the whole class is back together and friends again.
He's just all hanging out on the boat. And
then Makoto's like on the beach watching the boat go out, and Kyoko shows up behind him, and he's like, oh, we just kind of like see his reaction when he realizes she's still alive.
Yeah.
I really like the ending, because he's basically sitting at his desk like he was in the first game.
Yes.
And then Kyoko comes in and is like, hey, headmaster, class is gonna start soon. And it's like, oh, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak, and she's like working there too, and the sun is shining, and there's no more red sky,
and his sister and
Toko are back, and it was great. So I was like, oh, this is like a really cool wrap up. Yeah, and I think that's where it just ends after that.
And what's her name?
What's her?
Doesn't know her brother died in Ultra Despair.
Oh no! Look, we don't talk. Aoi doesn't need to know.
Aoi does not need to know. Yeah.
She'll find out later.
What's the road to despair, Aoi?
I don't think Aoi can have despair. Like, she's lost too many things. And she's still fine. Yeah. So I don't think it's actually possible for her.
She got shot in the leg once.
She got shot in the leg. She lost her best friend.
She picked Die too, kind of in a way as well.
Right.
There's kind of this weird part where they wake up again.
She had ketchup. Who did that to her?
Put ketchup.
Was it Monica? I think Monica like pranked her or something.
And it's hard for me to remember.
But yeah, I do remember that we thought that Asahina had actually died.
Oh, cliffhanger ending, yeah.
Yeah, but she hadn't died.
Yeah. Nope, fake, not blood. This ain't blood.
It's just ketchup. I was sad that the blood is now pink, but...
Can't feel despair.
Hey, look, ending the rest of her class and herself, I don't classify that as despair. That just makes sense to me. Yeah. That just made like she wasn't beyond reason, I guess. She just like I thought that made sense for her, but I did kind of forget about her trying to get the rest of the class killed. I forgot about that.
Trying to blame it on the wrong person.
So that they all died.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
It's me! I did it!
I did it! Just say it was me! We all are responsible if you really think about it. If you squint. Okay, fair enough. I forgot that particular plot line. But
yeah. How did you feel about what's his name? Kazuo Tengen being the guy responsible behind it all.
Right, I forgot to mention, so the actual mastermind behind everything was the ex-headmaster.
Yeah.
Because he watched that Despair video. So he was also brainwashed. It was fine.
Yeah. We didn't get to know him too well enough.
No.
Either.
And he died, like,
midway through.
I think what bothered me is that the game's rules weren't upheld. It wasn't like once he died, then everything stopped, which was the premise. Like, oh, once the traitor's killed,
right,
and then the game ends.
Yeah, and he was the one.
And it's like, but he was the traitor, so why did the game end?
Yeah, why did it not end?
So that bothered me.
So that's why I was thinking, it had to be like the ultimate animator or something like that.
For sure, yeah.
It wasn't him. It was the ex-headmaster.
It was the ex-headmaster, so I'm like...
Yeah.
Or did they explain it like traitor meant something else? Like...
Yeah, I mean, everything he did there was to force the ultimate animator to upload his Hope video.
Oh, right. I forgot about that plot point. So, would you say you're more on the side of the other content creators I saw who said Future was pretty good, but Despair, well, they called it hot garbage, but left something to be desired. Yeah. I would say Future is better than Despair.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's a sequel, right? Like,
it's a sequel.
It's a culmination, a resolution, in a way, to the games.
Yeah. At the same time, I don't know if it's fair for me to say, because I still don't really like the Danganronpa 2 class. Like, a lot of the characters, I don't vibe with them very well.
Sure.
So to have a whole season just dedicated to those characters, is like, okay, they're being their weird nonsense selves.
Like the same as before. Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine.
I mean, the appeal about them was that they were the remnants of Despair.
Yeah.
And stuff, but we
like
should get like a very brief bit of that.
Yeah.
At the very beginning of Despair Arc.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not Despair Arc. It was more
Future.
In Future Arc, the very first episode.
They had like a
Future
flashback
Arc.
to them being Despair.
Yeah, and we get the very small cutscenes with each of them.
That was cool. If we had like a whole season of them just doing that, I would have been like, I'm in it.
Like Mikon torturing somebody.
Yeah.
With needles and stuff.
Yeah.
Needle injections and stuff. Yeah.
Sonia leading like an army to their destruction. Like all of that was cool.
And Photo Girl is just.
She's just taking pictures. I know. It's so despairing. I'm taking pictures.
Photos of it.
Oh.
And Hiyoko and Rock and Roll Girl.
Oh.
We're just holding a concert of despair.
Ibuki,
yeah.
Ibuki, yeah, they were having a concert of despair. Then they had a concert of hope at the end, so it was fine.
Yeah.
I would say like there was interesting things in Despair's arc, but I definitely thought they could have done more.
Yes.
To make it more like there was some missed opportunities.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
I do
Especially
think
when there's like a lot of randomness near the end of it.
Yeah.
Ultimate Animator runs away. He goes down in a mud pile.
Oh right, he's like going down the river. He's like, I just wanted to make anime. Yeah, I felt like they could have cut away a lot of superfluous things that were just like nonsense stuff.
Yeah.
And spent more time with like Junko working on her plans and taking more of a personal interest.
Happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. It's like all happening in the same day and everything. And like,
yeah, like the timing of stuff, and it was like, this is a lot happening
all in one go.
In like 2 hours or whatever. So
yeah.
I would recommend Future over Despair, but you do need the Despair arc to kind of understand stuff in Future. So, and then Hope was a great culmination, and then briefly the OVA.
Yes, the OVA.
It was enjoyable. It was really weird because I had no idea what was going on. That the whole beginning portion of it. It's like so Nagito's the focus, but he has like the ultimate unluckiness. So everything bad is happening to him.
Yes.
I think everybody else is exactly the same except for him. So he basically takes Izuru's role in the OVA, where he's just like, he's in the reserve, he's not in the special class, he's not an ultimate, he's just very unlucky. No, he is actually in their class, isn't he? I think he's in the same class. He's just like he's got ultimate unluck instead of.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of bad things happen to him.
Yeah, a lot of bad things happen to him. Hey, yeah. Dan made it back home. Good. Hey. Yay! Glad you made it back safely.
Yeah, and he's hanging out with the class like if it was like when they were at Hope's Peak.
Yeah, and instead of being in love with Hope, he is absolutely disgusted by it.
Yeah.
He keeps like going onto these weird tangents where he's like, Hope is absolutely disgusting and so gross and blah, blah. Soda goes on a date with Sonia.
Yeah, he has that in his mind that convinces Soda.
Yeah,
Ask Sonia out.
Ask Sonia out.
It works.
So that was interesting. But then in the very next scene after the date, Soda's dead.
Yeah, Soda is dead, and they're holding a funeral.
They're holding a funeral, and then Fuyuhiko's like in classic mobster boss style, like, I'm gonna go avenge my friend.
Yes. Yeah.
So he and Peko and Sonia goes and gets like a whole grenade vest and is ready to go to war, basically, for Soda.
Yeah.
And they find out that it was Hajime that killed Soda.
Yeah.
And then they all die, and Hajime has this phone call with Nagito. He's like, I killed your friend, basically. If you don't want anyone else to get hurt, come here.
Yeah.
And then Nagito does show up, and Hajime's like, I thought I was gonna have to kill, like, all of your classmates for you to show up, but...
Yeah. Wow. This was pretty easy.
This is really easy.
Yeah.
So then Nagito's like, I can't defeat you, obviously, but he tries to use his unluckiness to kill them both.
Yeah, so he causes the building collapse.
Yeah.
Like a building in the process of being built.
Yeah, to collapse on them.
But
Hajime's fine.
Yeah.
But then I think then the simulation falls apart because of that. And then Nagito gets
a simulation.
It was a simulation.
You know, it's that technology in Danganronpa too. Like,
yeah, so what we found out is it wasn't real. We got a glimpse of what they did to each of the characters when they went into that comatose state.
Yeah.
They basically made another simulation.
Yes.
To wake them out of it, and this was like the last bit for Nagito to wake up. So Nagito realizes, oh, it's a simulation. Wakes up. Hajime's there waiting for him and said, hey, you're the last one. You know, we were just waiting for you.
You show up. We gotta go on a boat now.
Yeah, we gotta go on a boat now. And then the next scene, you see Nagito with like his new robot hand, and that's it. And then they get on the boat.
Yeah, heading to Hope's Peak.
Yeah. So I mean, it was an okay OVA.
Yeah.
It was just kind of neat to see like, oh, here's an idea of what they like the programming they did to try to get their friends back.
Yeah, it was all Soda's doing.
Yeah, Soda did some good work.
Yep.
It was very wholesome though, because when Nagito got out, he hugged Soda and Fuyuhiko. Yeah. Because they were like friends in his simulation world. And they were like weirded out by it, like, what the heck are you? Why are you hugging us, man? It's like, I'm just so glad to see you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Nagito does care. That's nice. That's good to see.
Yeah. Fuyuhiko's wall was hilarious.
Oh, Fuyuhiko was great.
In the OVA.
The OVA, yeah. Shout out to Fuyuhiko in the OVA.
Yeah.
He was a real bro. So, still the best baby gangsta. Is that it? Get anything else pressing that you want to discuss?
Let me see. Yeah, well.
I'm trying to think too if there's anything else. If you guys have any questions for us too, please feel free.
How do you think about the Ultimate Animator joining them at the end?
I thought that was appropriate because it was his class.
Yeah.
He
never showed up then, right?
No, because the imposter filled in for him all the time. So they never got to know him. But I think it was nice that they're like, hey, you're also part of us. So I like, because he was always kind of on his own, you know. He worked by himself. He wanted to be left alone.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be good for him to actually have friends now.
Yes.
That'll kind of keep him a little grounded. So I was good. What did you think about him joining them?
Yeah, it was yeah, like you said, it was appropriate for the context of the character.
Yeah.
I was a bit bummed that Makoto seems like, for the most part, seems to have gotten his relevance removed right at the very end of that storyline.
Okay, how so?
He's more like he was just surviving, basically.
Okay.
Throughout it, but it's more like the Danganronpa 2 cast comes in and takes over the plot and saves the day when Makoto was making his way there.
Yeah,
So,
I could see that.
So it seems like a bit of a cop out that they kind of ended up. He had no role in stopping what was going on there.
Yeah, I guess what his role was to stop. What's his name? The sword guy.
Sword guy. Yeah.
Kyosuke. I think his main role was stopping Kyosuke from destroying everybody on the planet.
Like, can he go that long? He's getting pretty banged up.
I know.
At that point.
He turned into a ghoul halfway through.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. He injected some super thing
serum
that
into
turned
his
his eyes black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he kind of like snapped out of it, like, oh.
Then he went back to normal after.
So I think that was Makoto's.
I was surprised he survived all the way to the end, actually.
I was too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what's the significance of him surviving all the way to the end?
Yeah.
He was pretty nuts, you know.
For sure. But yeah, I think that was Makoto's main role, and then it was like, okay, now Hajime and the rest of the class have to come in and save the day. It was kind of like their way of making up for the acts of despair that they did, and paying Makoto back for saving them was like, okay, now they're helping Makoto with this. So I was okay with it personally.
Okay.
And as for Game Dan's question, we answered this a little earlier, so if you hear it in the VOD, but to answer you now, I think my favorite was, where was his name? Sanosuke Izayoi, which is the school level blacksmith. I really liked him. I liked his design. He was too good for his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He was too good for Ruruka. But I also really liked the animator, and that's mostly because his voice actor is the same as Deku's from My Hero Academia. So every time he was just talking about anime, I was picturing Deku talking about anime. And it made it like 1,000 times more enjoyable than it should have been.
Yeah, the Deku voice actor.
Yeah, so those were my two favorite. And then Max can tell you his. Do you want some more water?
Sure. Yes, please. About mine, what?
What your favorite characters were?
My favorite characters?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or character.
Yeah, I ended up liking well, I really liked the fight between Kazuo Tengen and Kyosuke Munakata. Well, it's basically the student council president and the ex-headmaster of Hope's Peak. Their sword fight, I really liked that fight in the anime. Got really brutal near the end. But it was a pretty... I did enjoy how those two characters interacted with each other. It's probably one of my favorite moments over the course of the Future arc. But yeah, I was still surprised near the end that the ex-headmaster, the old guy, Kazuo Tengen, ended up being the one responsible for everything. I was just like, whoa, that threw me for a loop. Because for some reason, I was very like, when Monica showed up, I was like, oh, okay, this has to be all Monica's doing, right? Because like, she's probably like one of the very last members of Despair to be causing this kind of stuff going on. But then you learn, nope, she's like, I have nothing to do with this, I'm just here controlling a robot girl. Just controlling a robot girl for some reason. And then I'm like, okay, I'm out. Yeah.
You're out.
And then it goes on autopilot. And then ends up fighting without her even being there. Like, she's not even there at that point.
Right.
Controlling it.
Yeah. So what moment in the series made you the most uncomfortable? Like, please make this stop. Okay, I kind of touched on both of those moments a little earlier.
Right, like in the anime?
In the anime.
In the anime, like, most uncomfortable moment.
It's hard for, like, I think the love potion and the food was that moment.
Yeah.
Although I also want to give a shout out to the imposter pinning Mikan against the wall.
Yes.
I was like, what's happening? he was like all up in her body, man, like all up in it, and I was like, whoa.
I did not expect that from this character.
I did not. It was so out of the blue. So like it almost made me more uncomfortable because it was like not expected. Like Teru stuff, I'm like, okay, I expect it.
Yeah.
It's the normal uncomfortable shenanigans.
It's like, oh, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Kyoko, this is it.
I'm gonna show you everything.
I'm gonna show you everything.
Which I'm like, oh god, here we go again.
Here we go again.
But the imposter was like, whoa. I don't know if you had another moment that was uncomfortable for you.
I can't think of one.
Those are like the pretty strong number two.
I guess the other one was, I don't know, Chiaki's death. The real Chiaki's death.
Oh, like it was just like uncomfortable in that sense.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because she got completely messed up.
Yes.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, please. You know, you don't have to keep going, girl. Chiaki, please, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was tough.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you would change about the anime that doesn't involve the needed character death?
That doesn't involve the needed character death. Is there anything
you would change? I think
which needed character death? Like any character death?
Yeah,
like
are you talking about like all the character deaths or like Chiaki specifically, or? But I think I would agree with what you said earlier, Max, about having Junko take a more personal interest in each member of Despair.
Yeah.
Instead of doing like the brainwashing plot, I think I would have rather she like actively see her manipulate each character personally.
Sure.
I think that would have been more interesting.
Yeah, it'd be a cool thing to see her talents.
Yeah.
In action, like.
For sure.
We always see it's more like it was off screen in the other cases, like the Warriors of Hope.
Yeah.
With Monica and stuff.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have changed that.
Yeah, I mean, we got a bit too with the Danganronpa one cast in the Despair Arc as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like she throws an axe at Makoto, and he trips and falls, and it misses.
Like, oh, I don't know why I felt. She's like, I can't get rid of this guy. I don't like with Nagito. She's like, I understand how his luck works, but she doesn't get Makoto.
Yeah, I know that's. That's funny. That's why it's funny in the game. Like, no, you're not turning me onto your side of anything.
Yeah.
You're not gonna help me out. I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Goodbye.
Crush myself.
I'm gonna crush myself. Do you think any of the deaths could have been better executed?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not like we were like that invested in many of the new characters.
Yeah.
Introduced in the anime too much. Yeah, like, I mean, there's a few that would be like, oh, that's unfortunate, you know. Like, we didn't get to connect with them much. Us with the, you know, the actual video game cast members.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just trying to go through like there.
Like the animator is one, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Is one of those that you can connect with.
Yep.
And I guess they wanted you to connect with the three friends.
Yep.
Kyosuke, Juzo, and Shiza.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in that aspect, you got a bit too with Koichi Kizukawa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Hope's Peak Scout.
Yep.
I didn't get much at anything at all with You know, one was a robot.
One was a robot.
One was that guy with the girl voice.
Yeah.
That really light voice. The ultimate farmer guy, Daisaku Bendai.
Yeah. I mean, I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
He didn't get like any chance whatsoever.
No.
I think maybe the Great Gozu. I might have changed like his death because it just kind of happened.
Kind of just happens. Yeah.
And even when they do like the scene showing how he died, it's only for like a split second. He's basically like just holding his head, and that's all you see.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have done a bit more.
I think I would have liked to have seen his death executed a little bit better. But otherwise, I think all of them were done really well.
Yeah, I mean, most of them were like off-screen deaths too, because
you just kind of find their body after.
Because they were killing themselves.
Yeah, you can't show it because.
Yeah, that applies to the pharmacist, to the confectioner.
Yeah.
They killed themselves each. And that also applies to the Great Gozu.
Yeah.
Guess that's it though.
Yeah, it's just those three. And
and also Chiza.
Chiza, yeah.
She killed herself. She was the first one
to
kill
die.
herself. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't show any of them because then it completely would ruin the surprise of Kyoko being like, oh, this is how everyone's dying is because of this. So I'm like, oh, that's okay. Yeah, just Great Gozu because he was a really great character. I really liked him, and I'm sad he had to go.
Yeah, I like the design.
Yeah, he was really cool. I wish what's his name? Juzo. I wish Juzo had died earlier when he got stabbed the first time, not the fifth time or whatever it was.
Sixth time.
But other than that, I mean, he died a hero, kinda. So that's good.
Yeah. You saved the day.
He saved the day in the end. But
By doing the smart thing that no one else thought of.
Yeah, like why don't we just turn the power off, you idiots? Also, he cut off his hand, which was also like.
Yeah.
The only person actually thought to do that. So he
going all in.
I'm
gonna break all these monitors. Gonna
break all these monitors.
Yeah, no, let's just shut off the power.
Yeah, instead of like spending hours trying to destroy every monitor and missing one, just turn the power off.
Look at all those ducks in the distance.
I know, in the ocean. I'm like, oh, well, there they go. But.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get too many moments between Makoto and Kyoko, really. Like, they were pretty much separate.
They were separate. Makoto spent way more time with Asahina.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was interesting. I was like, oh, okay, those two are teaming up, so.
Yeah, I was the one that liked that pairing more. I was like, I was surprised. No, you remember when we talked about Danganronpa one? I like that pairing more than Kyoko. So I was surprised at how many moments they gave them in the anime.
Yeah.
Considering they gave it more than Kyoko.
Yeah.
Like, what was Kyoko, man? Was the Kyoko Hajime moment in the anime? Yeah.
You mean Makoto?
Sorry, not Hajime.
Yeah.
Makoto
I'm like, Hajime, no! Hajime only gets to be with Chiaki, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Only Data Chiaki.
Only Data Chiaki. In his mind.
In his,
I will say,
Toppa Chiaki.
I did like the watches and can't do tasks of the anime. Yeah, I really liked that too. Like, okay, if you do this task, you die. That was cool. It reminded me of the Nonary games, but the tasks themselves were so arbitrary. Like, Makoto can't run and Kyoko dies and he survives, The alternative universe pair minus the 3 baby daddies, please. Yes, exactly. Shout out to that AU of Makoto and Aoi having a baby together.
I know, right? I messed up one.
Except Byakuya and Yasuhiro aren't there.
Yeah.
So it's just, they didn't survive, it's fine.
I think Byakuya was there.
I know, I'm saying like in the alternate universe, let's not have either of them there.
Yeah,
it's just Makoto and Aoi.
Sure, yeah.
They're the only ones that survive. Oh my goodness.
You unfortunately did not get to participate in the game.
It's probably for the best.
You got to sit comfortably outside.
I think he was fishing at one point.
Yeah, he was fishing there.
I think he was doing that. I know. Byakuya first. You know he used his privilege to be like, the Togami family line must continue.
Yes, yeah.
Also, I'm richer than all of you. And Makoto would have been like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Heroes is like, I don't even know why I'm here, dude. I don't know. Byakuya first.
Oh, man.
Makoto Can't Run was just for the Hina Makoto shipper. I believe. You know what? It all makes sense. If you look at it from that angle, it all makes sense.
I guess the Kazuo shipped them and not with Kyoko. Yeah, Kyoko was like, if Makoto survives this many rounds, you die.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what he had to write into a thing, because he created all that.
It's true. That's true. You're right.
Like, let me just be a bit of an a-hole about this. And put this in for her.
It's true. You're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
Zachary's like, secondly, why Hero at all? I know, like, why do we have to carry on Hero's bloodline? It's really not that important. I don't think anything would be lost.
I guess Hero got a whole novel dedicated to himself, so he doesn't need to be in this anime
He doesn't need to be in the anime, yeah. He had a very uncomfortable novel side story, so he doesn't need to be in anything. Is the Nonary Games the plan after V3? Good question. I don't know yet. I know that I have the summer camp Danganronpa game. So I don't know if we'll be playing that right after V3. I'll have to see. I'll have to see if we're like, we need a break again. or we should like go straight. I mean, it's not going to be a serious game. I think it's all just like AU nonsense. I don't think there's anything really serious about the summer game at all. So we might do that, and then we'll figure out after that. Out of curiosity, does anyone know how long the volume 3 is of Danganronpa? Like the time to beat? Does it have a...
Someone's saying it's gonna be 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, of us playing it.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look at how long to beat. Does it have a mini game that you have to get 100%?
The 2 took a long time.
Don't know if it's a completable game. Okay. Maybe not. Or maybe Team Mocket will find a way. We'll see. Let's see. How long to beat Danganronpa 3? Oh no. Wait. Oh no.
No, you spoil yourself.
No, it's just it's the time. So 39.5 hours for main story.
Man.
But if you want to see everything, it's about 95 hours.
For V3?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm like,
How much could possibly be in there?
I don't know. That's 31 to 32 streams. Probably longer because you and I talk so much.
Yeah.
That's like 40 streams. That's almost a year. That's almost a year with Danganronpa 3! I regret.
Oh, you joked.
Catherine was just joking, but she was actually closer to the truth than we could have realized. What about the summer one? Yeah, Ultimate Summer. Congratulations, completionist! You've sphinctered yourself again!
Wow.
Alright. Carry the 2. Oops. Wait, there's a boss? in the summer? What? This can't...
Really spoiling yourself.
I'm not gonna remember this in a year.
No.
I'm not gonna remember in a year. Okay, so there is apparently a way to 100% it.
There is a way.
Someone says that they're almost at 100% and they've put 165 hours into it. But they're like, if you were good at it, and they said this was also like leaving it on and they weren't playing the game, so it's less than 165. So they're guessing about 40 to 50 if you play well. There's a bit of a range between 50 hours and 165 hours, I'm just saying. So, anyway, we don't have to worry about that right now. Question, how long is Danganronpa V3? Answer, yes.
About 7 months and 3 weeks.
Alright, where does that put us? We're in February right now, so we're gonna start, like, next week. So, it's March 1st, so... March, April, May, June, July, August, September... So near the end of October, we'll be done.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! All right. Well, for Christmas. Hey, we'll be able to play the summer thing over winter next year. It'll be great. It'll be nice and warm. It'll be wonderful. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're right, Zachary. New Year's Day, it will be done. Happy Danganronpa New Year.
Just do several double streams.
Oh yeah, we could just do the double streams. You know, we do that sometimes.
Yeah.
We've never done it for a Saturday stream.
No.
We only do it for Mondays.
Yeah. We've only done it for Monday.
Only Persona gets the double stream.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could actually mentally handle a double
Stream of Danganronpa.
Yeah, because it's so much voice acting, first of all. Like, doing 6 hours of voice acting would be killer. Also, just, like, the mental fortitude to, like, follow everything that's happening over 6 hours is a lot. I don't know if I actually could do it.
Right, yeah.
But we'll see. Never say never, right? You never say never. Stranger things have happened. I guess that's gonna be a wrap, unless you have anything else you want to add before we're done.
Yeah, I think
that's a good
pretty much
synopsis.
it. Yeah, I mean, it was a bit fall with the Ultra Despair goals, but we got what we got.
We got at least a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
It was my favorite episode.
It didn't come with the scissors in here.
My music keeps stopping.
But yeah, final rating is, if you consider them separate arcs, what would you rate each arc?
Yeah. I'd rate Despair probably a 6. Future, I'm still gonna say 8 for Future. Just because that guy made me angry. And the Hope episode, I'll give a 9.
Sure.
It was very satisfying.
Yeah.
So that's my final for those 3.
I would give Despair 5.
Okay.
I would give Future an 8.
Okay.
And I would give Hope arc, I would give that one same as you, probably a 9.
Yeah. Hope was very satisfying. It was a good conclusion.
Yeah.
Well, we were pretty synced up on that. All in all, I'm very proud of us.
Yeah.
I'm also very proud that Max remembered more of the plot points than I did, so that was good. I missed the rankings because of the stupid ads. I'd give Despair save money at Walmart with these rollback deals. But Zachary, the Walmart deals, you could save some money. Okay, so Despair, Max was 5, I was 6. Future was 8 for both of us, and Hope was 9 for both of us. So there you go. There's your quick little synopsis. Take that, Walmart. You can't ruin my ratings like that, you jerks. Okay. So, next week, Volume 3 begins. What else is going... So tomorrow is also a gander on my channel. I'm going to be checking out a demo for Celestine 1 to 11. So that'll be out at 12 p.m.-ish my time, EST. And then Monday is the very exciting sponsored stream that I'll be doing for Saintess of the Golden Bow. So I'll be starting at 2 p.m. EST. I'm going to be picking up from where I left off my gander video, so if you haven't seen that, I'd suggest watching that first. But if you can just, have some time to pop in, say hello while I'm doing that for a couple of hours, it'd be great to see you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then of course, 7 p.m. we'll be back with Persona 3 and probably going to Tartarus.
Finally.
Finally.
Yeah, returning to Tartarus.
We were on a vacation for a little bit, so we did that, and then
I'm gonna be there for the next 3 streams.
I feel like the Tartarus sections are getting longer.
They're each getting longer and longer each time.
I would think they'd be getting easier? Well, maybe not easier, but like at least consistent. But
Yeah.
I feel like we're in Tartarus longer and longer each time we're in there. So yeah, probably a mostly tartar sauce stream next week. A little bit of social links.
I'm gonna have to stand up.
You gotta rise up.
Yeah. And stay standing up.
Yeah, don't fall asleep during Tartarus. I mean, if you have to sleep, sleeping through Tartarus is not a bad time to sleep.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that happens.
No, not really. It's more grinding.
There's the one-off, interactions when they beat, a boss or something.
Yeah.
And then but other than that, they're running around whacking things in the face, so it's fine. It's totally fine. I give you permission to sleep during that if you want to.
Well, we did it, Molly. We
managed to talk for 3 hours.
3 hours about the Danganronpa anime. And we're never gonna see these characters ever again.
That's right.
Maybe, probably.
You don't think they're gonna be referenced in the next game?
I'm not sure if they would do that.
I mean, I referenced the character from the first game in the second game.
I guess we'll see.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Tune in next week to find out.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably won't find out then, but we'll begin the journey anyway, so.
Begin the journey.
Yeah. We'll see you then. We'll see you around the interwebs in the meantime, guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend, everyone, and maybe we'll see you for the next stream of Danganronpa V3 this time. Not Danganronpa 3, this time V3.
Yeah.
The video game 3.
Video game 3.
That's what V stands.
V stands for video game. That makes sense. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, okay, see you all later, everyone. Take care.
Yep, thanks for watching.
Team Mocket, blasting off again!